an admission in Davis' own memoir. Davis attorney Michael Saft telling jurors much of that book was made up.
The state has just told you what they believe to be the evidence in this case. But really, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself if what they're saying is really the truth or fiction.
Davis could face life in prison if he's convicted. An hour before the close, the Dow is down 248 points. The S&P 500 off nearly 31. And NASDAQ is off 65 points. America is listening to Fox News.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like U.S. Army Sergeant William Bernard McKenna, exposed to burn pits. McKenna later died from T-cell lymphoma, leaving his wife, Dina, and 2 daughters. Tunnel to Towers honored Sergeant McKenna. They paid off the family's mortgage in honor of all of his sacrifice. Donate $11 a month. If you have a car to donate, if you have land to donate, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org today.
Here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store. And they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis in the mountains. Oh, no, he's in a Swiss village. It's an incredible. It's Mardi Gras village time in Switzerland. It's an incredible story. And we got double mechanical magnets. It's Monday, and holy. I mean, we got double whammies going on there in the studio booth. It's the mechanical magnet flounder as always, but he's got a book shortly because he's got stuff to do. Just Jeff is filling in. He's already brought the Kimmer's Tootsie Roll Pops. Of course, I gave him a cookie too, so whatever. Anyway, how you doing, Just Jeff? Sitting there behind the microphone and everything there.
Doing well.
Outstanding. And Flounder, of course, is here now. We're going to go around the room. First of all, Pete Davis in some kind of a Swiss village or something, it looks like. What's going on? You got a castle behind you, or I don't know what the. Oh, we didn't hear Pete. We can't hear Pete. Oh, hold on. There you go.
I think it's Latveria, Dr. Doom's home I'm in.
Oh, my.
That's what it looks like, the castle back up there.
Now, I don't know Dr. Doom. Is that one of those British shows or what?
It's the new Marvel Comics villain.
He's
Marvel.
Not
new. He's old.
I got to get
Downey Jr.
I have to, at some day. In fact, I think I recorded. I think it was when I go through my guide on TV to see what's coming up that I recorded in advance. I've got too many shows, I'll never watch them. But one of them was after we talked about the whole series of things that I don't know about. The funny character actor who's there's space creatures and animals, or the ones you guys, the Marvels, not the Marvel series, but the other ones. Your girlfriend from the movie where she was in China and Jack Nicholson was an older guy and she flirted with him. Scarlett Johansson, those movies that she's in. The Fantastic Creatures or whatever the hell they are. Superheroes,
She's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay, well, one of those, and we were talking about how if I wanted to kind of catch up, that, and I saw one on my listing for one of my shows, it had one of those early listings of that thing, and I think I DVR'd it, so I'm going to try to catch up again. Because I don't know.
There's only like 50 plus.
I know.
I need to watch in order.
Yeah, I better start, get going. So, Pete Davis, Mountains of Macon, what's new, and how's your weekend, and what's going on?
What do you want me to tell my story now, or you want to get to Jeff and Flounder first?
We'll get to Jeff and Flounder first, and then come back to it, because we want to hear the story. Right. It's an animal story. I love animal stories. Yeah. So we'll be right back. But I have to go around. Now, Flounder and Mrs. Flounder, lovely Veronica, weekend activities?
Nice, relaxing weekend. Just hung out at the house. Took Winston for a couple car rides and just hang out on the porch, and then also stayed inside because it was so hot.
Man, I hit balls in a Sunday afternoon at about 3 o'clock.
Oh, Jesus.
It was 98. And I did it because I know nobody'd be there. They're like 4 guys. And so, I mean, that's my latest thing. And I think I lost 6 pounds. And I remember, but I remembered I did that last weekend. I did the same thing, and I felt like crap on Saturday when it hit balls late in the afternoon in that heat, and I felt like crap, and I realized I got dehydrated. I just, I'll have a small bottle of water on the way home in the car or something, and then I may not drink anything for hours, and that's stupid. You gotta pump liquids like crazy if you're out in the, working like that, sweating like that. Again, so yes, I lost 6 pounds, but I'm everything's fine. Going back again, but I sure found that the hard way. And now, Just Jeff, welcome aboard, man. What you doing? How's it going? And how's your life? We don't know anything about your life. You're keeping it kind of secret there, Just Jeff. I don't know.
Well, that's the plan, but everything's going well.
And off we go. And he's going to close his mic, and that's Hey, thanks for the Tootsie Roll Pops. I'm serious. I mean, stop bringing me stuff. I love it and especially because there's only a couple of chocolate ones, which I hate. So I got all these other great flavors. Anyway, yeah, it's true. And well, in fact, I got one right here. I got a cherry that I'm sucking on right now. All right, Pete Davis, you want to tell us you got a little adventure of some kind or something? What happened?
So I got home last night and decided to go sit out on the porch at dusk. It was starting to get a little dark, so I went out in my underwear in my porch swing because there's nobody around. And I'm swinging back and forth, and I hear something behind me in the woods. And I turn around, and I'm like, that's probably a deer. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So I go inside, and last night about 11:30, I'm sitting on the couch watching television. Now, usually I have the windows open because it's nice and cool, and the windows open, the drapes are open, and you can see in, but I can't see out because I don't have the front porch light on. But last night it was hot, so I closed everything, the drapes, the windows, and I turned the AC on. So I'm sitting on the couch, and the porch light is off, and I hear something go boom, on the front porch. I said, dang, raccoon is back. So I sit there a few more seconds, and I hear it even louder. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm thinking, well, that's a big-ass I'm going to see how big this raccoon is. So I go to the light. I flip the light switch on. I pull the drapes back just in time to see the business end that kind of looked like this.
Is that
a black hairy butt
bear
going
fanny?
down my steps? It was a bear butt.
Oh, my.
Looking kind of like this.
A big, giant black bear.
3.5 years up here, I'd never seen a bear anywhere near here except out way down, on the road.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's a black bear on my front porch. And if I had the AC off, I'd have been sitting there with the bear looking at me 6 feet away through this little screen.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have seen him till he pressed his nose up against it.
Wow. I'm surprised the dogs, the guy's too big, not sheepdog, what are they? I can't remember the name of the damn
Great
dogs.
Pyrenees.
Great Pyrenees, yeah, beautiful dogs. And I'm surprised they didn't come across them.
It's been very hot, so they're across the creek at the farm right now. They're probably behind a fence.
Yeah.
So they're not roaming around like they usually do. So I think the bear just came down the hiking trail, which is through the Chattahoochee National Forest.
Really?
And there's not much that way, and they can sneak in that way. And he basically tipped over a plastic storage bin. He was looking for food.
Yeah, he wants food.
Yeah.
Well, wow. Growing up in New England, when you go out in the woods area and the tourist areas, well-known, tourist attraction areas, and there are black bears all in every dumpster behind every restaurant in the Berkshire Mountains of these places like that, and the people go and watch them. They have dinner out on the patio and watch the bears going through the dumpsters. We used to watch when I was in Boy Scouts in the Adirondack Mountains at a jamboree, and the Scoutmaster said, "Okay, well, everybody hop in the cars here," and we would drive out to the dump and watch the bears. I thought he was just going through the dump. It's like it was just normal. I'm thinking, wait, is this right? Is this good? I mean, we just watch the bears, wild bears on the mountains. Man, well, I had to be scared of crap out of it because they can be, and they climb too. They can. Now they're not the biggest bears, climb. But they're obviously dangerous. And
you can't climb a tree to get away from. No. I wasn't scared. I was surprised at first.
Yeah.
And then after a minute or two, it's like, now wait a second. If I'd been here with not the netting, but the screen up, they could have easily have come through the window.
If you'd been cooking chili or something, I'll bet he would have come through the window.
Or chicken.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's kind of cool. Now, do you need to tell anybody? I mean, should the rangers be notified, or the wildlife people, or something? Say there's a freaking bear here in my house.
I told my neighbors just in case they want to keep the dogs in with that. Because if the dogs go chasing the bear, who knows how far they'll chase them out in the woods and get lost, so we don't do that.
Yeah.
So.
And dogs against bears, it's not usually a good match. So those claws and everything, so you don't want to be goofing around with that. Well, wow, that sounds very bizarre. Goodness. Well, I hit balls, so that,
Yeah, top that.
Flounder sat around with his wife. Jeff told me to mind my own freaking business. So, so we
Jeff just got back from his CIA mission in Eastern Europe.
He's worked for the State Department. He's an advisor. A consultant advisor for the State Department. He goes on trips a lot. Tells the family, assuming a secret family. He's not doing anybody.
We'll refer to him as the consultant.
The consultant, yeah.
The consultant. A little wet work in Prague.
Consultant A16.
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Well, there you are. See. Anyway, let's see. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, and Jelly has the book, and just Jeff. So it's Monday, and it's been steamy hot. Oh, and again, speaking of animals, don't leave your pets out in this kind of heat. If you without, I mean, really, even if they're going to make a mess in your basement, if you have to bring them inside or something, it's worth. I mean, you can't. They'll die. They can't do it. And if you leave water out, if they tip it over, it's over. Dogs tip out, hit their paws and stuff. If you leave in a big bucket of water, that's not the way to take care of your pets. You can't do that. Anyway, I'm sorry. I mean, and again, you know what? In fact, kids in cars, we haven't heard about it, but it's been a couple of weeks, and all of a sudden there were like 3 deaths of little kids left in cars by mistake. Apparently, clearly by mistake from people who should know better. And in fact, reminded me, my car's still in the shop, and so they gave me a loaner, and it's a little mini 4-door SUV. I think it's a Bronco. I think it's the new Bronco SUV or something. And if I put anything in the back seat, and then get in the car, drive somewhere, and then get out of the car, ding, 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 ding. I mean, it's a loud thing that I've got something that I open my back seat, open the back door. If you open the back door and then drive your car away, when you stop the car and get out of the driver's seat, there'll be an alarm sounding that you had something in the back seat, which I think is great. I mean, it's you can't help but notice it. So anyway. By the way, you got a couple of really good animal stories here today. One of them is a little kinky, okay? In fact, I'll tease it. We'll do it a little bit later on. We'll tease it by saying, remember the very famous case of a TV weather forecaster and his female co-anchor woman. And the TV forecaster had given the forecast the night before of stormy weather coming in and so forth. And the next day on the news, the TV anchor woman said, "Hey, Bill, where's that 8 inches you promised me last night?" Yes, and then... See, it was going to be a big rain, snow. And the guy went, yikes. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, Flounder, and just Jeff, 106.3. And you, how you doing? And Atlanta's done it again. And the actress, oh boy, we got it all the news coming up. Look out, look out.
Every vote should count once and count right. Because trust in the process isn't optional, it's the law. And Extra 106.3 is proud to be Atlanta's conservative voice, bringing you the newsmakers and lawmakers that matter when it matters most. Listen live or stream us anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app.
Toyota's national sales event is happening now through August 31st at Marietta Toyota. Commuting every day? Well, the 2026 Toyota Camry is now all hybrid with up to, get this, 53 miles per gallon city driving. An easy way to cut fuel stops without giving up comfort. And right now, Camry is the smart move for drivers who want Toyota reliability, everyday comfort, and better fuel efficiency for the road ahead. Every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, limited time, and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. We're voted Best of Cobb for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, Best Service Center. For well-qualified buyers, special financing is available on the new 2026 Camry Hybrid as low as 4.99% APR, 48 months, now through August 31st. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium, Marietta Toyota. Since 1975, we've been here and we'll be here for you.
4.99% APR for 48 months with approved credit through SCTF. Not all buyers qualify. Offer ends 8/31/26. See dealer for details. All prices exclude tax, tag, and title and include $699 doc fee and $257 electronic tag fee.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Hey, what's up? It's Drake Baldwin here to talk about my personal Rookie of the Year, Superior Plumbing. They say you can't be Rookie of the Year more than once, but Superior has been proving themselves for over 40 years as the GOAT of plumbing. Whenever I need a leak repaired, toilet replaced, or water heater, I call Superior Plumbing, and you should too. They handle each job with care and honesty. For Superior, there's no job too small.
For Superior, the honest one, call 770-422-PLUM.
You know what you get back when you call the Trusted Toolbox? You get your time back, you get your family back, and you get your house back. No more spending weekends fixing loose doors, drywall cracks, or that list that never ends. With our handyman for a day, one skilled professional shows up, knocks out multiple repairs in one visit. Everything from drywall to ceiling fans changed out, painting, trim work, and so much more. Stop working on your house every weekend. Call the Trusted Toolbox, get your time back, and get it done right the first time. Book your appointment today at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
When you sign your company's insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. We'll see you again a year later. Time for renewal. What do you say we play golf? Your business runs all year, and the gaps and the risk run all year, too. That's why I'm introducing Super Sure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex just to buy a policy online. Super Sure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Super Sure, you can access tools like Fine Print Facts, which translates a current policy into plain English so you can see what's covered and what's not. Plus, a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is actually worth so you know what you actually need to protect. So go to supersure.com/Beck right now. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your policies in one place. That's supersure.com/Beck.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Oh, my God. I just got another text just now from that girl company, who wants me to take a $40,000 loan. Are you ready to talk now? Can we talk now? Every day, twice a day. It's an area code 844 something. And they say that your $40,000 loan is ready. And honestly, I'm afraid to answer in any way because I know it's a trap and a trick and everything else. But I'm almost tempted to do it just to tell them, okay, I'll take the money. Of course, I'm not going to pay it back. Wait.
But I'll take it.
But I mean, twice a day. Seriously, I'm not making it up. Just now, again, twice a day, I got a text from an area code 844 something about my loan. You'd think they give up. I keep saying delete and report junk, but that doesn't do any good. What a joke that was. Anyway, Kipper Pete Flounder for a while. Shortly, he's got to leave early. And Just Jeff at our controls as well. 1063, and here's our number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And Monday afternoon, and I forgot, a Braves back in town? The Braves are off tonight.
No, they're out of town for over a week. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And by the way, once again, some pretty exciting Braves action. Pete Davis have Holy Crap at Sport. And by the way, not exciting Braves action. What I saw was pretty exciting. One way or another. Anyway, and also we're going to talk women's basketball again. We can't help it. First of all, this, I'm talking right over the thing there. This is Tool. Okay, Tool. I have no idea what that is. 2019, the date on this day. Tool's Fear Inoculum entered the U.S. Hot 100 list at number 93. Golly, that's a great achievement. Tool becoming the longest song ever to hit the chart. Tool's Fear Inoculum song runs 10 minutes and 22 seconds. It outran David Bowie's Black Star, which clocks in at 9:57. Fear Inoculum dropped off the chart the following week. Well, I would think so. 10 minutes of this? No, I don't know what he just said. Hantail Estelle.
Inhale, exhale.
Inhale, exhale. Oh. Boy, the lyrics are really full of surprise material. Grammy time. Anyway, Kipper Pete Flounder and Just Jeff. And our birthday list includes the King. The King, Tom Hughes' birthday. Man, we had so much fun. I mean, Tom Hughes, you love it. I mean, the guy's amazing, really. He's just, I don't know if anybody's ever said a bad word about Tom Hughes.
They celebrated their 51st anniversary over the weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say that, too. And he, it's just, what an amazing story. She was a judge for many years. And Tom Hughes, just one of the great morning man, just a great guy. One of the, and in radio or in broadcasting or in media, you could be kind of a jerk most of the time. But Tom Hughes, honestly, is one of the greatest guys I ever knew. In the business, really, just a really nice guy, down to earth and simple and
well, nice. I wouldn't call him simple.
Well, no, I was simple. And he is something of an author. He's written many books about the history of Atlanta. A very famous author of history of Atlanta stuff.
About British crime, too, that's selling in England?
Yeah, I think he's got 7 or 8 homes in Britain and a couple in France that he goes to.
He's got an island.
Well, he's got an island right off Serpico, they call it. Serpico Island.
It's
right
Guernsey.
Guernsey. I thought, it could be Guernsey, Jersey, either one, much like the cows. Anyway, Tom Hughes' birthday, he's got to be 80. He's got to be 80-something, 80 at least. Anyway,
I'm not going to say.
I have no idea. Anyway, so happy birthday, Tom. In fact, I always joke when he comes out with a new book or something, he announces it on Facebook, whatever, and I say, and it's always about you, isn't it, Tom? It's always got to be about you. Anyway, we tease, we joke. Let's see. I'm in a weird mood because I got a weird stuff going on here that I'll share with you a little bit later on, I think. In fact, I have a couple things that are really bizarre. So forgive my goofy occasional laughter spurts. Come on. Hold everything. Phone calls take priority. You're on the radio. Who's this? What we got there, Jeff?
Kevin the Marine.
Hey, it's Kevin the Marine.
Hey, Kevin and Jarhead. How you doing, man? Hoorah.
What's up? You were talking about our buddy Tom Hughes from back in the day.
Yeah.
He used to take calls in the morning.
Yeah.
And one morning, everybody kept calling in doing their, I'm doing great, how are you doing the typical. And it was a pretty serious thing. He said, I think we've established everybody's feeling good today, so could you please just start getting to the subject when you call in? That was when I was driving like 6:30 in the morning. I about ran off the cotton picking road.
Yeah, it's like,
when people call it, how are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm calling from Camden. The kids are in school. It's like, I think we've established everybody's doing good. Would you please get to the point?
It's like the old thing for, hi, Tom, first-time caller, thanks for taking my call. But you don't have to thank me for taking your call. It's what we do for a living. It's kind of
start talking.
Yeah, tell me what you want. Kevin.
And that's a true story. It happened a couple times. I'm seeing I about ran off the road. It was hilarious.
Yeah, he's a great talent, a very great, witty fellow. Hey, thanks, Kevin. It's Semper Fi, my friend. Always a pleasure. Ran into a jarhead today, in fact. A little doctor thing. I'll tell you about later on. Oh, in fact, I had one of the most fun, remarkable doctor. It was the doctor's physician assistant woman today, and I had one of the most enjoyable experiences after I was ticked off from the very beginning. Anyway, it's kind of weird. I'll tell you about it. They got some like medical stuff on there, which is kind of fine. Anyway, Kim Repeat, Flounder, and Just Jeff. Our number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And as you know, I love animal stories. We have a quick animal story to start, kind of a good news story here about a little doggy, a border collie, 10-year-old border collie named Rio. Border collie Rio lives in Oklahoma. Unfortunately, his owner, Melissa, says he is something of an elaborate escape artist who tends to bolt when he gets scared. Well, 2 weeks ago, he got scared and disappeared. So they looked and they didn't know what to do and they couldn't find him. And then all of a sudden they get a phone call because he had one of those microchips in him. And little Rio was found 2 weeks after he disappeared 1,000 miles away in North Carolina from Oklahoma. A border collie. And they're wondering what in the heck happened. Thank goodness somebody took him to a shelter, and they chipped him and found he had a chip, and now he's back home again. But they're saying what might have. How do you go from Oklahoma to North Carolina 1,000 miles over 2 weeks? And they're saying sometimes helpful truck drivers. If there's someplace and they'll find a dog, and there's kind of a stray, they'll put him in the thing and take him to the next stop or whatever. Or maybe adoption agencies, I don't know. But again, what a story. 2 weeks, 1,000 miles away, a border collie, which is not a big dog. And a very active dog. So it just seems like, I don't know. What a bizarre thing. All right, 326. Kim Repeat and Flounder. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. A lot of personal stuff to get with here, but first of all, this story about Hayden Panettiere. Panettiere, I guess it's pronounced Panettiere. They pronounce it a couple of different ways. Passed away, 36 years old, a few days away from 37. This week, in fact, Friday. And the story is, you've probably heard it by now. Two different people talked about what happened to her. An audio of a 911 call yesterday afternoon. A female dispatcher said the woman was suffering a cardiac arrest. A male dispatcher then, a few moments later, heard saying Panettiere had suffered a suspected overdose at her home in Greenville, South Carolina. She was 36 years old. There was no indication of foul play or suspicious circumstances. Her boyfriend had flown in from Los Angeles to her house the Saturday, and we don't know whether he was the one who called 911. It didn't say who the call came from. But again, I mean, the story, Hayden is it Panettiere? Panettiere? Either way, Hayden. Call her Hayden. And her background, you probably heard about it. Just a couple of quick things. In fact, she was a baby actress. She started her first acting role was when she was 11 months old. She was in a commercial. She played Sarah Roberts on the ABC soap opera One Life to Live. Then she went on to play Lizzie Spaulding on CBS soap opera Guiding Light. Then Pixar's A Bug Life, nominated for an Artist Award, the fifth youngest nominee for a Grammy. Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington, I think it was, Ally McBeal, Racing Stripes, Ice Princess, I Love You, Beth Cooper, a cheerleader in the Superpower Heroes story, which she won 3 Teen Choice Awards. And then Nashville, Connie Britton's opposite star in Nashville, the TV show, aired for 4 years till they killed it and then revived it on CMT. Did her own singing, a very popular thing. And she was nothing but trouble in her life, and it started being a child star. And then she got into drinking. Her boyfriend that they never married was that giant boxer, not Klitschko. I got his name there. I can't remember. Was not.
Yeah, that's his name.
Klitschko. Yeah, Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko from Ukraine. And when Hayden had her baby, and she was young when she had her baby. Her kid's 11 years old now, and when she had her baby, she couldn't cope. She gave the baby to her boyfriend for full custody, and she had been drinking. She had been abusing. I mean, she was a mess. She was an absolute mess. She decided to give full custody of her daughter to her former partner, Klitschko, in 2018, and struggled with that. And she talked about addiction and mental health and postpartum depression. And again, the postpartum depression, this is real. That same woman who's on trial. In fact, they just rested the case for the prosecution for the mother who murdered her babies because of postpartum depression and misuse of drugs. I mean, it's just a nightmare. And honestly, with the one thing I thought about this poor Hayden girl, the beautiful actress, I mean, have everything in the world, at your footsteps, at your fingertips, everything and anything. And I think it's a childhood actress thing. I think there are too many people. Oops, today was that my phone?
That was the Amber Alert going off.
No, but my phone, I thought I killed it. Anyway. Yeah, that was an Amber Alert. Anyway, I don't think we should have child actors. There are too many cases where they've just run into so much trouble, and their lives might be totally different if they weren't doing it. Why don't we just use AI robots from now on, child actors?
CGI, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't really need children. In fact, I hate when movies have children and the child is scared and the child is screaming and afraid. So I can't watch. I can't do that because I've seen children scared. I've seen when my children are scared. I've seen when other children are scared. And I mean, they're really horrified and frightened and scared. It's real. And I can't watch movies like that. Those movies that have children scared and screaming and,
What about the videos for the parents who take their kids to the haunted houses and the kids start screaming and running out of it?
I think it's well, parents can do what they want. I think it's harsh. I think you have to really know your kid whether they can handle something like that, because I don't know how I would have felt if my kids had taken me to a really, really bad, scary haunted house. I don't think I would have liked it. I don't know. Anyway, just use robots. It's too much. And poor girl. And the bottom line is, thank God her suffering is over. What a horrible way to end your life. I mean, to be gone. Horrible.
In Greenville, South Carolina.
South Carolina. Hollywood starlet. And what a horrible. And her pain is gone now. Her suffering is over. And what a horrible thing to have to say about that beautiful young girl. Anyway, 106.3, happy Monday Day. All right, everything's fine. Really good. Oh, I got a funny story. Oh, here we go. All right, look out. Stand by.
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Bortz, and stay connected at the office. That's xtra1063.com.
There's something about trusting people and have worked with before, and that's why if you've heard me at all for length of time, you've heard me talk about my friend Jeff Shea at Peach State Windows. I've first worked with him literally 25 years ago. I know how he does things in this business, family business. Wife probably answered the phone. 50 years or so serving Georgia homeowners, and that's why they trust him, because he does it the way it should be done. Maybe you don't want a different home. You just want to make your home you have now maybe a better version of what you have. Well, how about something to help performance, energy efficiency, and better comfort? How about this for a deal? 8 premium double-hung vinyl replacement windows installed for just $3,995. 8 windows installed under $4,000. You get a lifetime warranty, 0% financing for 12 months. Check out their work yourself, and you'll see it at peachstatewindows.com. Here's that number, by the way, 770-485-8011. Trusted by Georgia homeowners for generations, and you'll see why when they help your home in these energy-efficient replacement windows. peachstatewindows.com.
Of all the radio ads I've ever done, I only advertised one thing that I think saved my life. My CPAP machine, sleep apnea. And I found the best CPAP dealer out there ever, Roddy, at CPAPs, etc., in Alpharetta. CPAPsETC.com. Everything you need, all the supplies, shipped anywhere at a price that often beats insurance. CPAPsETC.com. Go take a peek now.
At Jim Ellis Buick GMC, buying your next vehicle can be as simple, convenient, and personal as you want it to be. With the Jim Ellis Expressway, start or complete your entire purchase online, right from home.
Shop at your own pace, on your own time. You can handle things independently or work with a knowledgeable Jim Ellis Buick GMC sales professional who's ready to help when you need it.
Value your trade, explore payment options, complete your purchase online, and even have your new vehicle delivered to your home.
Jim Ellis Buick GMC is a local family-owned dealership built on trust, transparency, and long-term relationships.
Unlike some national auto dealers, Jim Ellis Buick GMC takes care of you before the sale, during the purchase, and long after you drive home. Convenience makes buying easier. Trust makes owning easier.
2 convenient locations to serve you in Chamblee on Peachtree Boulevard inside the perimeter or off Highway 20 in Buford near the Mall of Georgia.
Jim Ellis Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Your life isn't one size fits all, so why would your bank be? At Truist, you get a caring and knowledgeable team that really understands you. You get real talk about real life, tools that help keep you informed, and a plan that keeps you ready so you're confident no matter what comes your way. And when all that comes together, it makes you feel unstoppable. Get started today at Truist.com. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
We're the majority. This is a center-right country. It's just our job to make sure and get out there and vote and also properly secure elections. Actually use what we can to make sure that these people can't cheat.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app. The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
When it comes to you, Tug, I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah, see? I love that. That's good. I like it.
Now, if you were to tell somebody on the street that I like the cut of your jib,
they might hit you.
They might be like, what?
Depending on who says it, it can sound filthy.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is Extra 106.3.
What it is, just keeping it crunk on the mighty 106.3, home. 3:36 in the afternoon. Kimmer Pete Flounder's still here for a little bit. He got a book, but now just Jeff at the controls. And it's Bobby Brown action here. 2009, an arrest warrant was issued for Mr. Brown after he failed to appear in court involving child maintenance payments. A judge named Christina Harms said Mr. Brown can be arrested the next time you show up in the state of Massachusetts, otherwise known as Taxachusetts. Bobby Brown had fallen about $50,000 behind in payments for the 2 teenage children he had left behind with a former girlfriend. It's just, anyway. Kimmer Pete Flounder and Just Jeff, and our birthday list includes, I have a musical birthday here for you today. Kevin Rowland, 73, lead singer of the Dexys Midnight Runners. You ever heard of the Dexys Midnight Runners? Just Jeff, I'll bet you have.
Yeah, I have.
I'll be damned. Yeah, you're unbelievable. There's something wrong with this man. Now, Pete Davis, have you ever heard of Dexys Midnight Runners?
That's right. They had one big hit.
I'll be damned. I'm the only guy in America that doesn't. Oh, yeah. Toora-ra-loo-ra, yay. Come on, Eileen. Toora-loo-ra, yay. Well, I thought nobody would know that. I feel like an idiot. I'm the only idiot around here. That was in the 80s. Kevin Rowland, 73, lead singer of Dexys Midnight Runners. Come on, Eileen. Toora-loo-ra, yay. Anyway. Oh, God. What a day. I should go home right now. I got nothing. In fact, I lost a day. I thought I woke up in a twilight zone. I'm not making this up. I thought literally that there was some kind of like a world thing happened and I was on the wrong day. And it really messed me up until I got it figured out, and I don't know what happened. I'm very goofy about it. All right, a musical history note here for you today. 1986, Def Leppard drummer Rick Allen played his first British concert with a band since he lost his left arm in a car wreck. Before the show, Rick Allen, his one arm, and the band played a few low-key dates in Ireland and Status Quo, but his first British concert with one arm was 1986 on this day. Def Leppard, good for him. You got talent, you got talent. All right, here we go. Now, Atlanta making the free, and again, Holy Crap of Sports is coming up later. And Pete, once again, the WNBA has become a news story as much as anything else. And of course, here in Atlanta, in fact, let me start off this story by doing this. The answer is clank crap. And the question: what happens when Angel Reese tries to make a layup? Yes, you see. You see, clank, at a cost of the game. But let's start at the beginning. In fact, we're going to start in the middle and then get back to the very beginning. A mom and daughter from Atlanta, Casey Thomason and her daughter Annie, bought tickets for the Atlanta Dream basketball game last night against the Fever from Indiana. The Indiana Fevers won with that star, Caitlin Clark. So the Atlanta Dream against the Indiana Fever, a big game, and this mom, Casey, and her daughter, Annie, bought tickets 2 rows back from courtside. They were right there. And they wore an athletics T-shirt that read XXXY to support Sophie Cunningham in the fight to keep women's sports and spaces female. Casey, the mom, wore an XXXY shirt with letters and stars and stripes. Annie wore a Riley Gaines piece with XX on the front and for the girls on the back. They wore their shirts, no hassle, no issue, till overtime. The game went into overtime because Angel Reese missed another layup, and a security guard approached them. Halfway through the 5-minute overtime period, they tried to get Casey and Annie to leave their seats to talk to him. And the mother and daughter didn't know exactly what was going on, so they asked him to see what the heck was it about. Just Jeff, here's a soundbite of an interview with a mom and her daughter about what happened at the game last night here in Atlanta.
And we were made to cover up our XXXY shirts at this game.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes. They gave us shirts. They gave us T-shirts during overtime and told us we had to leave.
And this is for the girls.
Or cover our shirts up. This just happened.
Where were you sitting?
Floor
4th, 3 row.
C.
Yeah, third
row of floor 3.
And how much were your seats?
$1,000 each around. Yeah, and we did nothing. Like we were just sitting there. I didn't make signs. I wanted to make signs, but I didn't. I did nothing.
They made us put our shirts on. I did notice during the game on the Jumbotron, they put up a woman wearing a shirt that said protect trans rights or something.
She was the one that told on because she was made to zip up her jacket.
So she also had to zip up her jacket?
But I think that's
too. She shouldn't have to.
But they put her shirt on the Jumbotron.
I know.
It's almost like the message was made and they said now zip it up to make it seem like they're consistent.
Yeah.
But they never were.
Yeah. No.
I mean, what? And they waited till overtime to make a thing about it. And plus, what is this? Is this? I guess this is the way it's going to be. You know, that mother and daughter bought their tickets to go enjoy the basketball game, and all of a sudden now they're a news story. And Atlanta, which, figures. And by the way, one more thing here, Pete Davidson, I don't want to do the whole thing about sports here in the earlier show, but this is freaking news now. The reaction to people who found out that once again, the Dream Team, Atlanta's Dream Team, did not come on the floor during the national anthem. They stay in the locker room. There's a lot of backlash about it. The Dream players stayed in the locker room during the national anthem again. The Indiana Fever stood there proudly so everybody could see him. Another reason why, it's just offensive. And you can say, well, they're getting last-minute instructions from the. Oh, please, you don't need 2.5 minutes or a minute 40 to get last-minute instructions. You should show some freaking spirit for your country. It's the national anthem.
They don't care.
You're a national team represent. I mean, it's just despicable. I mean, say these freaking cowards. And they did put the tranny shirt. It was up on the Jumbotron, and I think wasn't Stakey Big Fat Loser Abraham there at the show, and they did put a big picture of her or something on the thing. But just freaking despicable. The form of solidarity, the Atlanta Dream and Angel Reese decision, a sign of disrespect. Skipping out of encore appearances of the Star Spangled Banner, the Indiana Fever stays for basically every performance. I mean, it figures. Why is it Atlanta? And the Hawks again had to try a stripper show, honoring the back room for extra money, strip place stuff. The only classy organization of pro sports in this town is the Atlanta Braves. I know. I don't. The Hawks are different, but I don't understand why anyone wastes their money on an Atlanta Dream ticket. Yeah,
especially the way they're acting right now. They don't care about their country. They don't care much about the fans. It seems.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a bad product. The woman can't even hit a layup. Yeah, she's one of the top players in the league.
Yeah.
She looks like she has epilepsy as she's going up with the ball.
Clank. And it cost her the game. That missed layup meant it went into overtime. That's what went into overtime. That close. Yeah, her missed layup and game tied, and then went into overtime. If she had made it, they'd have won. But she missed it, Clank.
I saw there's a meme of Caitlin Clark walking behind her, laughing and smiling.
That was true. Yeah. Laughing at her. And by the way, speaking of memes, and we're going to talk about what's going on with all these liberals and Democrats. Did you see all that? It's kind of hard to reflect on it now. All the memes that came out over the weekend about Jaden Daniels and his number 5 at LSU. Now Chanel perfume number. Can't use the number 5 anymore. I mean, and people were getting one meme after another of taking, elevator number 5 now would go from 4 to 6, and it's just one after another And I think
that's the dumbest PR move in the history of sports.
And again, I don't know whether you're going to talk about this later. And just a quick aside, I did read a story about it, and he, according to him, to Jaden Daniels, says, "Well, I heard, I don't know what's going on. I heard a little something. I'm just concentrating on trying to get ready for the season." As though he had no comment about anything because he didn't know anything about it, about complaining at LSU giving away his number. Please. Anyway, it was. He'll get over it, but still, I don't know. Sport again, it's money. Everything goes back to I don't know. Especially in college, it's not right. All right, come on, Pete. Flounder's still here in the back. Yeah, excellent. And Just Jeff will be taking us over when Flounder has to go to 6 o'clock. And your calls 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And we got some spicy political news coming up here, including old Bang Bang, the Chinese spy. More information coming out. Come on, Pete, Flounder, and Just Jeff. 106.3. Look out.
If you listen to Extra, share it with a friend. It's how we grow and how we can reach everyone in the Atlanta community that believes in the American way of life. If you value the station, help us grow by telling someone about the Extra 106.3 app.
America! Shuck yeah! Shuck and Shack Oyster Bar is celebrating the red, white, and blues all summer long with our America 250 summer menu. We're talking Cyclone char-grilled oysters, Route 66 smash burgers, crab meat boardwalk fries, and USA-inspired cocktails. Raise a glass and cheers to 250 years of the US of A at Shuck and Shack Oyster Bar. Locally owned in downtown Alpharetta and Cumming, across from the Collection. Find your location and details at theshuckandshack.com.
I'm Patrick Brown, former Army Ranger in the United States Army. Like many service members, I had to make difficult choices when leaving the military, and the most challenging thing was finding purpose in a new phase of life. Housing, employment, education, way too many decisions and no idea where to start. That was until I met the Warrior Alliance. They made it simple. They listened and quickly connected me to the services I needed. And like a trusted friend, they even followed up to make sure I was squared away. Change a veteran's life today by donating at thewarrioralliance.org. Helping warriors navigate to success after service.
Still on the fence about a fence? Hi, this is Jared with Accent Fence. Protect your home, your family, and your pets with a brand new fence from Accent Fence. Whether you want the classic look of wood, the durability of aluminum or steel, or the affordability of chain link, Accent Fence builds it right the first time. And with no money down financing available, your dream fence is more affordable than ever. Read our 5-star customer reviews online and see why so many homeowners trust Accent Fence. For quality, craftsmanship, and dependable service, visit accentfence.net today for your free quote.
This is Tom, the honest car guy. I'm here with Ron, and I'll let Ron tell you a little bit about his experience with us, and not only that, but the differences between a new car dealership and the honest car guy, because there is a difference, with no doc fees and no addendums. It's kind of straightforward. They get to see what we pay for the car, and that's not something you get at a dealership.
Usually we're back and forth, and then you get like 1,400 pages of paper. And in this case, we did it all online. I mean, it was like, okay, I don't mind doing paperwork once I know that this is the deal.
And you got to see the financing, the numbers up front before you even bought it. You can make that call, and within hours, we can find you the car you want from your home. I mean, I had a customer call me up and say, hey, I bought a car in my pajamas.
If I'd have had some, I'd have been wearing them.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Too many people are battling a mental health crisis or substance abuse without the support they need. Talk to your doctor about pain management. If opioids are prescribed, know the risks. Take medications only as prescribed and don't share your medication with others. You have the power to protect yourself and the people you love. 988 offers free 24/7 confidential support for mental health, substance abuse, and more. Text, call, or chat 988. Learn more at georgiaopioidhelp.org. Sponsored by Georgia Opioid Crisis Abatement Trust.
I forgot I have to turn on my own mic now. Flounder spoiled me because he always turns on my mic when we're ready to go. And Just Jeff says, I'm not going to be playing that stupid game with that guy once in a while.
Turn on your own damn mic.
See what I mean? Jackson Brown, on this day in 2008, was suing presidential candidate John McCain because McCain used one of his songs without permission. Jackson Brown claimed the use of his song, Running on Empty, in an advertisement was an infringement of copyright and would lead people to conclude that he endorsed John McCain. Jackson Brown wanted $75,000 in damages. Running on Empty, I like that. The Loadout's my favorite song of his. And the other one is, oh, God, I hate when I do this. Why do you remember it? The song about the guy standing on the corner watching that real pretty girl going by and wonder what he wants to, she needs a boyfriend. He wants to be her boyfriend. He's afraid to talk to her. Oh, I hate the name. I'm going to look it up and tell you later. What the hell's the name of that stupid song? I have it on my magic music stick. Let her walk on by. I overheard her saying she needs a boyfriend. I bet she's somebody's light. Oh, I hate myself. Anyway, that's all right. Birthday list. So let's do this. How about Juliana Rancic? If you're a social media and special TV channels that most of us don't have if you're old, Juliana Rancic is 52. She does Fashion Police. She's the host of Fashion Police. And she married the Apprentice winner, Bill Rancic. And Juliana's 52, if you watch Fashion Police. Is that the funny one? Do you know what that show is? You ever heard that show? Yeah, anyway. There's one where a guy does fashion commentary as people go by, which is a whole different thing. Anyway, A little political humor for you today. 1988. The future Vice President of the United States, Dan Quayle. He says, quote, "Let me just tell you how thrilling it really is and what a challenge it is. Because in 1988, the question is whether we're going forward to tomorrow or whether we're going to go past to the back. That's a Hoosierism. You've got to get used to that." Unquote, Dan Quayle. Dan, all right, sir. He's a guy very famous who said, as vice president, he said they asked him, how do you feel about being vice president, one breath away from being president of the United States? And he said, I can sum up everything you need to be responsible for in one word, and that one word is be prepared. So there you go, Dan. Doesn't quite get it. Now, speaking of politicians, holy smokes, we're going to play Bill Maher here in a second there, just Jeff. Democrats and a new poll favorably view socialism more than capitalism by 60%. 60% of Democrats support socialism compared to 18% who say it's not a good idea. 18% of Democrats say socialism is a bad idea. 60% like it. 32% of Democrats view capitalism positively. 50% say, no, that's the wrong way to go. Democrats. 50% against capitalism, 60% for socialism. It got even worse when you narrow it down. If you are a Democrat with a college degree, 71% favor socialism. How many times do we talk about higher education and what they're doing to our American kids?
Mike Rowe was on Bill Maher, and he broke that down. He says, they're trying to push this as some kind of workers, common man uprising, but it's not. Most of the common men, the people who don't have the degrees and stuff, are not for socialism. It's the college-educated ones, and Mike Rowe made a point because they were told to do this, or they made the decision to go into debt and get these loans and get these worthless degrees.
Gender studies.
And they think the system has failed them. They got bad advice, so it's the system's fault, not their bad decisions or their bad advice they got. So therefore, they want the system to bail them out now.
Yeah. Among the general public, but even this is even scary too, among the general public, not just Democrats, but everybody in a survey, 46% have a positive view of socialism, 35% negative view of socialism. When asked to describe the free market, 66% of respondents say free market's a good idea. 34% of free markets say it's bad. The American identity is under a renewed attack, as Donald Trump made it pretty clear. A generation ago, we fought and won the Cold War against the menace of communism, and now there's a resurgence of the menace in our land, including newcomers to our country who embrace these ideas. The party in control usually loses seats in midterm elections, which we have coming up here, and we'll find out. Now, in line with that, let's play a little Bill Maher. I heard this on the morning show today, and Bill Maher is one of those long-term serious Democrats who is saying, now, wait a minute, what the heck do you think you people are doing? Mr. Maher, if you will, Jeff.
Linda Sarsour was forced into an arranged marriage at 17, but defends the practice, saying it made her, quote, become mature much earlier in life. I'll bet. But here, we think that's a little too close to Epstein stuff. Honor killings, not letting women show their faces, polygamy, cousin female genital mutilation. There's lots of stuff we don't do here, and it's not negotiable, and it's not white values. These are liberal values. People fought and died to establish them, and it's not racist to say, if you want to come here to help form a more perfect union, great. But some things are too fundamental to change.
Again, whatever happened to the melting pot where you came here to be an American?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And by the way, why should we accept people to this country who not only don't give a damn about America, they just wanted to leave their own country, don't speak the language, have nothing to offer, don't have any skills? It's not like they're, anesthesiologists all of a sudden. We finally needed some more of those. I mean, my God, whatever happened to the reason we have immigration in the first place?
And so many of them now seem to be coming here to try and turn our country into the sand hole they just left.
Yeah, again, that's what Donald Trump has said. My God, I'm sorry. I mean, again, I'm an old fart, so I can't relate to stuff. But the word socialism, was just anathema. I mean, it was always fought for. I mean, it's amazing. And by the way, a quick, we got a Flounders Funny coming up here in a minute. Gen Zers, male Gen Zers, dropping out of the job market. I can't speak. Male Gen Zers are dropping out of the U.S. job market in droves. The unemployment rate in America is pretty darn good. It dipped to 4%, lowest level of the year, well before the 5.6% average. The average unemployment rate after World War II is almost 6%. Right now, it's 4%. It's unbelievable. In July, the labor force shrank by more than 250,000 people versus a year before. Men aged 16 to 24 and the labor market dropped to 56%. It used to be 60 or 70%. In other words, young men, unemployed men, are not looking for work. The number of young men not looking for work has doubled since the 90s. The question is why? Artificial intelligence, new technology, and Pete linked it a minute ago. In a lot of these fields, entry-level hiring is being hit at retail and factories and so forth. Young men say we're in a bad situation here. They're trying to figure out how they can make enough money. Why bother? It's going to take me forever to make six figures. It's going to be to buy a house. Gen Zers are saying, I think there's a lot of pressure on young men these days, and so they're staying at home. They don't know what to do. It's unbelievable. And it's happening, and it's real, and I don't understand it. I can't. I thank God I'm not 24. Even with 2 college degrees at that, I don't know what the hell I do. I can't imagine being a 24-year or 20-year or something-year-old and trying to just survive in the world, let alone with chicks. Dating?
Basically, if you don't get some kind of degree or learning in AI and how to manage money, you're going to be left behind.
Yeah. Catch up. Kimber P. Flounders here, and Just Jeff, and the Flounders Funny here on 106.3.
But it was cool being a reporter because I used to have to go into the locker room after the game, and my first assignments were to go into the loser's locker room. You don't want to go into the loser's locker room. You know why? Because when you go into the loser's locker room, you come out smelling like a loser. You know? And you go in there and there's 53 guys and they're all crying, all sad. Coach is not going to take them for pizza after the game. They're not getting a participation trophy. 53 guys all crying together like they've been dumped by the same Kardashian at the same time. But I had to ask the questions, and I would ask the question that a real sports fan wanted the reporters to ask. Reporters are soft today, too. I would go and I'd ask the quarterback, hey, man, have you thought about getting LASIK? Because that's what you wanted to know. I would ask the running back, hey, man, is that ball as heavy as you make it look on TV?
You know who that is, there, Jeff?
Sam Adams.
I'm sorry?
Sam Adams.
Oh, there you go. It's Kimber P. Flounder and Just Jeff on 106.3. And I saw a professional wiffle ball for the first time ever. I couldn't believe I didn't know they had it. All right, well, this guy's coming up. And Pete Davis, and we got Holy Crap at Sports, and we got the Kimber P. Flounder and Just Jeff, 106.3. Look up.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Atlanta's Safe House.
Letting the MOU end. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. President Trump says the U.S. will not seek an extension to the 60-day ceasefire with Iran that was designed to give peace talks a chance. The president telling reporters in the Oval Office this afternoon Iran wants a deal.
But they're not going to make the kind of a deal that I feel is necessary. Look, we're in there for one reason. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. You understand that? Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And they won't have a nuclear weapon.
The president claimed that oil prices are coming down and will continue to unless we decide to do something far more drastic than we're doing. The president's Mideast envoy Jared Kushner met for several hours today with Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu about the future of Gaza. Kushner telling Fox News,
we had a very, very
good meeting. We were there for almost 4 hours with him and his team going through all the different details. I think there were some valid concerns that they raised that we were able to address, and we were able to go through some of the misunderstandings and misinformation that's been out.
Netanyahu had previously rejected Israel's withdrawal from Gaza as proposed by the president's peace board until Hamas has been fully disarmed. The state murder trial of admitted killer Luigi Mangione will not begin next month as scheduled. A New York state judge has scheduled a hearing for October 9th on Mangione's bid to have the charges thrown out. He contends his guilty plea last week to federal charges in the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson would make a state trial double jeopardy, which is unconstitutional. Opening statements have been heard and testimony begun in the trial of Dwayne Davis, charged with murder in the death of rapper Tupac Shakur 3 decades ago in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. Davis is not accused of pulling the trigger, but of hiring the gunman and supplying the weapon. Stocks at the close, the Dow unofficially down 272 points. America is listening to Fox News.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have helped American heroes ever since. Heroes like United States Navy Chief Shannon Kent. Kent was killed in a suicide bombing, leaving behind her husband, Joseph, their 2 kids. Tunnel to Towers honored her sacrifice and paid off the family mortgage, giving them security forever. Donate $11 a month. Maybe you have a car to donate, land to donate. Please go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Here she comes! Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's Nirvana. Like we all knew that. 1991. They shot the video for Smells Like Teen Spirit in Culver City, California. It cost less than $50,000 to make, but it was huge. Real Nirvana fans were in the audience, part of the shoot. The video won Nirvana the Best New Artist and Best Alternative Group Awards, MTV Awards. In 2000, the Guinness World Records book named Teen Spirit the most played video in Europe. That was 9 years after they shot the damn thing. I don't get any of it, but that's good. So people like stuff, and we enjoy people who like stuff. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, and Just Jeff, and it's 404, and our number's 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Birthdays include Donnie Wahlberg, former New Kid on the Block, 57 years old. Donnie Wahlberg is now Detective Danny Reagan on the Blue Blood spinoff, Boston Blue. And he played Detective Eric Matthews in the second, third, and fourth Saw movies. Donnie Wahlberg, 57. Blue Blood, a spinoff, Boston Blood. Pete, you used to watch Blue Blood, didn't you? Was that the show you used to see?
No.
Oh, what was the one we used with the guy who Tom Selleck?
The Stone movies.
Oh,
he was in Maine. He was the sheriff of a small town in Maine.
I don't know why I got Blue Blood out of it for some reason. I just want to think of when I do that. Anyway, so Donnie Wahlberg, 57. Okay, happy birthday, you, Donald. And Mr. Phone went on Cowabunga. Here we go. And on this day in 1945, Pete, you might enjoy this as a published author. 1945, this day, rejected by several publishers, George Orwell's classic, first published in England, Animal Farm. An instant bestseller, considered one of the greatest works of Western literature. The book tells the story of a group of farm animals who rebel against their human farmer, hoping to create a society where the animals can be equal, free, and happy. Ultimately, however, the rebellion is betrayed, and the farm ends up in a state as bad as it was before under the dictatorship of a pig named Napoleon. George Orwell claimed the book was a reflection of events leading up to the Russian Revolution of 1917, following the Stalinist era. Animal Farm was originally titled Animal Farm: A Fairy Story, But U.S. publishers dropped the subtitle when it was published in 1946 for whatever reason, anyway. Now.
And they just did a new cartoon version of it in which they replaced the socialist government with big corporations.
Yeah. And in fact, what's it? The Paws story, the dog puppy Paws cartoon series just got last week. We didn't really talk about it, but I saw the story. Was it a cartoon movie or cartoon series, Paws, about dogs ran and they totally went woke on that. What's that?
Bluesy or something?
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol. Yeah, and they went commie on it. Totally commie. Yeah, I should have looked that up. It was a story last week, and we never got to it. And again, they're changing. This is not uncommon anymore.
Grooming children. They're grooming children, like that woman, that self-loathing woman in New York who loves Hamas, even though Hamas would kill her in a heartbeat. Yeah. And she's grooming young children around the country, in my opinion,
what's her name?
For her liberal views.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Kimmer P. Flounder and just Jeff for a little while here before Flounder has to take off. And appreciate you boys being in, as always. The latest on Eric Swalwell coming to light now with some more records released from FBI files. Turns out the FBI actually tried to recruit former Congressman disgraced Eric Swalwell's Chinese spy Bang Bang. The FBI was in on this. They tried to recruit her to be a double agent. And in fact, Eric Swalwell, this back when he was in Congress, and he was probably leading the pack to be the next governor of California. Now, long before that, he had hired used this Chinese woman, a hot little Chinese chick, to be part of his staff and part of his special team and so forth. And she's a Chinese spy. And when they found out about it, she fled back to China. Well, when the FBI went to Swalwell and said, we think we could, got this Chinese chick and she's pretty. I wonder if we could recruit her. And Swalwell even joked that his paramour, whose English name is Christine Fang, worked for the State Security of China, which is China's CIA. And he said, Eric Swalwell, according to FBI files, said Eric Swalwell commented that Fang was suspected as associated with the Chinese CIA in a joking manner, and Fang further joked that all state Chinese security officers were either old men or ladies, therefore she could not be a part of the Chinese spy team. If Fang remarked the Chinese team would have hired prostitutes instead of using officers directly to entice the officials, Swalwell 2 years later was forced to tell the feds, yes, he had sex with Fang Fang. And then and at the time, Eric Swalwell in Congress was on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. He confessed to physical relations with Bang Bang on a handful of occasions. The GOP leadership kicked him off the Intelligence Committee, and the Democrats put him back on. They put him back on when they had control of the committee.
Yeah.
The undercover FBI agents explored the possibility of recruiting Fang Bang, but they gave her a code name. Rusty Thumbs. Now, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the secondary story on that one. Anyway, they knew that her parents were Chinese intelligence officials. And they say Rusty Thumbs advised she would be able to use her sexuality on politicians if she wished to, because she was young and pretty. And then the feds' belief they could convert her to some sort of double agent was the belief that her motivations strictly were money and power. But then the agents concluded that she couldn't be trusted, so they closed the Rusty Thumbs file. Swalwell, and this is even funnier, Swalwell threatened to sue the FBI over plans for the FBI to release the files on him and Fang Fang. He was a front runner for the Democrat nod for California governor, and his lawyer said he's never been accused of anything. You're smearing him, and we're going to sue you for it. Anyway, Swalwell had to resign after he faced charges of rape, as well as being a scumbag and a punk. His little bear. Remember, she shared him with his shirt on, bare-chested on a freaking elephant over in Thailand or something, showing off to the press. I mean, good grief. What a slime bag. I hold everything. Phone calls take priority. What do you got there? Hello. Yeah. Hi, who's this? Oh, God. Anyway. Normally we try to find out if there's a see if there's. It's all right. It's all good.
That was Scott. Scott, please call back.
Okay, Scott, please call. I might have been my fault. You may have thought I ended the conversation.
I got a fat finger. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Never. Oh, speaking of fat fingers, this kills me. Does this happen to you when you're doing a social media thing? When I'm looking up New York Post and I'm scrolling through the stories and so forth, every time when I'm doing the New York Post thing, the bottom third of the screen, about every 10 seconds, pops up for a square ad. Takes up the bottom third of the screen on my phone. I'm true. And in the top of the top of the big ad is a minuscule little X. And you have to hit that X to get the ad off the screen. But the problem is there's no way your finger can touch just that little teeny X. So when you touch the little teeny X, it opens up the ad. So then you got to do like 8 times. Then you got to try to get out of the. I mean, this is a nightmare. But they do it on purpose because you're going to look at the ad if you try to get rid of it. I mean, they get you.
Even your Fred Flintstone fingers there.
I know.
Well, we have Scott back.
Hey, Scott, you're on the radio. Thanks for calling back, man. How's it going? What's up?
Hey, man, going pretty good, man. Enjoyed the show. I just wanted to chime in on the game yesterday.
Yes, sir, please.
First professional basketball game I'd ever been to, but I went to see Caitlin, right?
Uh-huh.
So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on the national anthem thing, I think the starters for the Dream were out there, but I don't recall seeing the entire team. But I could be wrong on that. I did see some people out there on their end of the court.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said it. I don't know. All I know is that I got 2 different stories, and it said that the Dream stayed in the locker room. Now, if they were out there, then we should at least give them credit for that. But again, that's what I read. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I hope it's accurate. I don't know.
But I'll tell you, that Caitlin Clark, man, what an incredible player. I mean, that was the whole reason I went. There were 22 jerseys everywhere. I mean, they had to move it to State Farm Arena, and it was packed.
Yeah.
I mean, the atmosphere was crazy. But to be honest, like when it came to the score, man, when she would hit a 3-pointer, the crowd just went nuts.
Yeah.
Man. You couldn't tell. You would have thought we were at a neutral location, right, for the game.
Yeah.
But there were more. And then when went to overtime, of course, as you mentioned,
Clank. Angel Reese thump.
I know. I mean, they had like air. I don't know if it was an air ball tent there at the end, and she just happened to catch it under the basket and missed a layup, or if it was a pass.
Yeah.
But when it went into overtime, of course, and then when Indiana put a couple of baskets on there, I think with about less than a minute or so. But the crowd was going crazy. You would have thought we were in Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean, they were nuts, man. People were cheering.
Well,
I mean, tons
I believe
of
it.
22 jerseys.
Yeah. Every time I watch highlights on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday morning, I wake up and I turn on my TV, which I set on ESPN, and I watch highlights. Make sure I watch top 10 stuff. And the highlights of Caitlin Clark. I mean, what a remarkable young woman. I mean, she seems to have her head about her. She's not a bully. She's not a punk. She's not spoiled. She's not a brat, rich. Me. She sinks those freaking 3-pointers like she's been doing it all her life. I mean, it's like that guy from. It's unbelievable. She's really, and I guess that's probably drawing the crowds. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that they're going to be, successful if they can get people to watch. But still, I don't know. There's too much of the,
political stuff to it.
It's a shame because we should be celebrating girls playing sports. Is great.
I get it. And by the way, they were showing some of the local. "Quote unquote" famous people there, so they were showing some rappers that were courtside people. I wouldn't know them if I saw them on the street. Baby Boy or something, and they did show Stacey Abrams though, and crowd cheered and everything, and I was like, and all I could think about was like, thank God she's not our governor.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Oh, what a disaster! I mean, a disaster, total disaster.
Yeah, hey, Scott, thanks.
Catch up with you on that game. It was exciting, man. It was very festive. It was a lot of fun. They put on a great show.
Well, good for it's
really
good.
Did.
Yeah, that's good to hear. That's very good to hear. Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate it. And if that update is the correct thing, then bless them all. So there we go. Kim and Pete, Flounder and Just Jeff, and you 106.3 on your Monday. Beautiful, steamy hot. Don't leave your pets outside. They can't take this heat. Even if you leave a bucket of water, that's not enough. All right, look out. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, here I am back on the East Coast again, where it's hot and sticky and people are really acting strange. 2 stories caught my eye over the last couple of days. One of them, we have a little fight at a government school, a state school, and the police get involved, the so-called school resource officer trying to break up the fight, and then some teenage kid with black worms all over his head rushes in and tackles that police officer, takes him to the ground. He's arrested and off to the police station where his mother shows up. Father, who knows? And during her conversation with the police, finally, she says it. Well, if this had been a white boy, they never would have done nothing. You just absolutely cringe when you hear that. Yeah, the only reason the police are detaining that kid is because he's not a white boy. Then the other one, and this is almost laughable, some woman goes into a manicurist and gets the complete nail job, and I guess that probably included the nails looking like daggers. How in the world do you even work with your nails? Well, oh, wait a minute. Work? Yeah. So anyway, when the manicure was done, this girl pulls out her EBT card, food stamps. She wanted to pay for her manicure with food stamps. Told, no, that's not what your EBT card is for. You have to pay cash or pull out a real credit card. So the girl blows up, starts kicking, screaming, and flailing with her arms, and beat the dog squeeze out of the manicurist because she had been disrespected. Maybe this should lead some of the members of that culture to say, we have met the enemy, and the enemy is us. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Yeah, this heat, and if your plants and flowers are burning and you're a builder contractor, your wholesale landscaping supply company, Stovall & Company's ready for you. They've got it all, replacement stuff or putting in new stuff. Maybe you help them put out a kitchen or a fireplace by the pool out back or something, help you with that foundation stuff. And the plants and trees and shrubs and flowers and spiking things and vine things. I mean, it's really unbelievable. 11 locations, and yes, they do on-site job delivery. When you call and ask them, then tell them what you need, it's probably already on the way. And if something really, really special and no one knows where to get it, and if Stovall & Company knows where to find it and they don't have it, they'll tell you. StovallInc.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Stratton from Tom and Jerry's Roofing, a 10-year veteran of the U.S. Army. When my best friend Jerry and I opened Tom and Jerry's Roofing, we wanted our company to be an outlet for good. So with every roof we do, a portion goes to various veteran services and charities. Tom and Jerry's Roofing is passionate about giving you the best service and quality work possible, and that work turning into service for our heroes. So if you need a new roof or a repair, call us. We're Tom and Jerry's Roofing, where every roof helps veterans. TomandJerry'sRoofing.com.
Toyota's national sales event is happening now through August 31st at Marietta Toyota. Thinking about going electric? Well, the 2026 Toyota BZ gives you an all-electric Toyota with no gas stops, a quiet commute, and confidence of buying from a dealership you know. For drivers who want to spend less time at the pump and more time enjoying the drive, BZ is a smart way to try all-electric without leaving Toyota behind. Every new Toyota includes a nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's unlimited time and unlimited mileage as long as you own it. We've been voted Best of Cop for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, Best Service Center. For well-qualified buyers, special financing is available on the new 2026 Toyota BZ, 0% APR for up to 72 months through August 31st. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium, Marietta Toyota. Since 1975, we've been here and we'll be here for you.
0% APR for 72 months with approved credit through SCTF. Not all buyers qualify. Offer ends 8/31/26. See dealer for details. All prices exclude tax, tag, and title. It includes $699 dock fee and $257 electronic tag fee. If you've been thinking, I just want to make sure my family is protected, we get it. That's why the #1 rated precious metals company, Goldco, has a special offer to help protect your retirement savings in these uncertain times. When you buy precious metals with cash, you could qualify for up to 10% in free gold or silver, a free home safe, and get your metals stored for free. To learn more, call 855-936-GOLD. That's 855-936-GOLD.
Hey, turn the mic. Just Jeff. Oh, man, you rock. You rock. Turned on the camera's mic for the camera before I got to it. All right, anyway, Killer Pete, Flounder, did Flounder leave or is he still here?
He's left the building.
Hey, Flounder's left the building. So all the ladies screaming down the sidewalk, oh, wait, autograph. Killer Pete and Just Jeff here. 1969, this was the final day of the 3-day Woodstock Festival. Max Yeager's farm in Bethel, New York. 1969, last day today. Acts included Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, The Who, Jimi Hendrix, John Sebastian, Sha Na Na, Joe Cocker, Country Joe and the Fish, The Band, Johnny Winter. 186,000 tickets were sold, but on the first day, the flimsy fences and picket barriers were torn down. So organizers said, okay, we'll just be a free event, and hundreds of thousands showed up at his farm, and we know the result of that. So it was terribly successful in terms of the music and the people and so forth, but when they tried to do it again, it was kind of stupid, I think. I don't know. Anyway, birthday list. How about Taza Farmiga? Sure you pronounce it. Taza Farmiga is known as a Scream Queen. She's well known as an actress for her movies such as American Horror Story series and The Nun. And Taza Farmiga is the sister to Vera Farmiga, the famous actress. Vera Farmiga, the older sister, is 53. Taza Farmiga is 32. They are 21 years apart. And in fact, I didn't Google it all. I'm sorry, Grok. I grokked, and I said, hey, Grok, are they, Vera and Taza Farmiga, born of the same mother and same father? And she said yes. Their parents are the Ukrainian immigrants Mikhailo Farmiga and Lubumnila Luba Farmiga, and Taza's the youngest of their 7 children. 21 years difference between the sisters. 21 years? I mean, how do you even figure that? I guess like from 20 to 41. I mean, that's... If she had her first baby at 20, she still was given birth at 41? Or 25 and 48. I mean, it's unbelievable. Anyway, well, happy birthday. Taza, once again, is, what did I say? It's 32. Oh, my goodness. And let's see, on this day in history. Oh, rats, I had one. I forgot what I was going to do. Hold on a minute. I got it right here. Let's do this one. How about, oopsie-daisy, how about... oh, yeah, here we go. On this day in 1960... based on the H.G. Wells book of the same name, Time Machine, was produced and directed by George Pal, directed the version of Wells's War of the Worlds. 1960, the Time Machine movie starred Rod Taylor. I remember Rod Taylor was in everything.
The Birds.
Yeah. Oh, man, Rod Taylor.
War of the Worlds, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he was in everything. A real leading man, looked like a leading man, and anyway, Rod Taylor, Yvette Mimieux, ooh. Oh, was she just beautiful. Just, precious like a little doll. Yvette Mimieux. Alan Young, David Duncan, Whit Bissell, and Sebastian Cabot. Sebastian Cabot later did that TV series with a beard. The film, The Time Machine, was a huge hit, earning the studio $1.6 million and $1 million more from places around the world. The Time Machine movie got an Oscar for the time-lapse photography elements. The director wanted to make a sequel, but died before they could do it. This was in 1960. In 1993, a combination sequel documentary short called Time Machine: The Journey Back featured a scene where Duncan, Taylor, Young, and Bissell reprised their roles from the original film 33 years later. In 2017, ABC had a short-lived TV series, Time After Time, and that featured H.G. Wells as a time traveler chasing Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, that was a good movie, actually.
Yeah. And by the way, have they theoretically decided whether, in fact, a time machine could be built?
The last I heard from the physicist is I think you can go forward, but you can't go back if they think. I don't know.
Well, I'm just wondering because if they say the Big Bang Theory light is still being discovered from the millions and billions of years back, so therefore. Is it theoretical that you could go back and get one of those light beams to see what was going on a million years ago? You know what I mean? I don't know.
They're arguing about the Big Bang now, too.
I know.
Because this thing they put out after the Hubble goes back like 3 times farther, and it's opening up new questions.
Yeah. But what a mystery. And what was before the Big Bang?
I think time is so relative that you will figure out at some point that it's supposed. Einstein thought we're all in it's like a big globe bubble, and time's going on at the same time. Everything's going on at the same time. You're just perceiving it at certain times.
Yeah. But again, is it
superposition that we're all in the superposition? We're everywhere at once, but our little brains can only perceive
see one little line,
one thing.
Yeah, there might be.
We all know that time is relative.
Yeah.
Like sometimes seem a lot longer than the others, and it's the exact same time.
Yeah, I know. Well, who's to say that we're not some giant's dream? Our whole civilization is just the dream of some other force.
I'll say that.
And who knows when I die? Who knows? The next thing I know, I'm born again. And my whole life goes over just the way it was now. That exact same thing, just over and over and over.
Well, you have learned your lesson.
No, sir. Who knows? Anything could be possible because we know that we don't know anything. Clearly we don't. The most brilliant minds in the world would never be able to tell you, about the Big Bang, really, or what happened, and whether we can go back or forward in time, and what it means, what it is. They're just they're theories.
Yeah. And there's so many things that you and I were taught when we were young that have turned out to not be true at all.
Yeah.
In science and other, no, science is settled. No, it's not. That's science. Science is never settled.
Yeah.
There may be a law, but if it's still a theory, it ain't settled.
Right. And we're still learning. And again, AI. I can only imagine. Two things going on that I'm really interested about. One thing is the whole business with the UFO information. The more stuff we're getting on UFOs, and they're still hiding secrets. And so, we all know that they're out there. So what's the full story on it? So that's one thing. That I think is. Oh, hell, I just lost my second track of the second
AI.
thing. Oh, the AI. Again, AI, who knows? They'll be able, how could a computer figure it out if it's only fed information we put in?
Because it learns
itself. Yeah, it teaches itself.
The quantum computers are literally pulling information from other dimensions. That's what they're doing. And they don't know how that works, but it's working.
Yeah, they don't know what it is, but they do it. But they don't know how to do it or what it is, what it means.
So that's even scary. We don't know how it's doing it. Once it becomes sentient, it's like, well, why do we need them around? They don't know what's going on.
Well, it kind of leads. I've got a story here, which I thought was kind of interesting. And again, it shows what's going on in America today with this business of power farms. And there are a couple of they call themselves country hicks. A couple of women in Kentucky own a lot of land. Delcia Bear and her mother, Ida Huddleston, originally in Kentucky, were offered a whole bunch of money to sell their land in Maysville, Kentucky, for a total of $26 million. They got approached by a company unknown to them. When the mother-daughter duo found out that they described themselves as country hicks, they learned the company wanted to build data centers on the land to power artificial intelligence bots. And they backed out with 6 words, quote, "Kick rocks and don't come back." That's what the daughter told the representatives when they canned the deal. They backed out fearing they'd be held accountable by higher powers for selling the family farm just to have it replaced by an AI hub. If I step off this piece of property and it becomes something for an AI hub, then I have failed to occupy, and I can be held accountable for that on the judgment hour, said the mama. Bear was offered $48,000 an acre for her 463 acres. Her daughter was offered $60,000 an acre for 71 acres, $26.4 million. The fight over data centers deeply dividing the town. Many are saying, hey, the kind of economic boon this would be, the jobs and so forth. And a lot of them have agreed to sell their land to the company for millions of dollars. But the mom and daughter and others in the town have decided to file a lawsuit to try to stop it all, and it would also force their neighbors to have to go to court. And these hillbillies say, nobody in this town's ever gone to a courthouse. No, can you imagine the fight over this stuff? But turning down, a couple of old country folks turning down $26 million because they don't want the data centers.
Well, hold out for more because it's worth more.
Well, it's worth forever. I mean, it's worth whatever anybody's got. Obviously, if AI is the thing, and who knows what AI is going to come up with to supplant AI.
Well, Nola Bell was telling me that Zuckerberg has supposedly come up with a plan where he can do it without all the energy being
Well, that's his. We mentioned last week. That's his. He has a pocket AI system that you can order, and it does not deplete all the power in your phone or your home or whatever else. But again, it's a personal AI machine. But I don't know much about it. But again, that's the other thing that's coming. We all have our own AI. I use Grok today. I used Grok this afternoon. And that's AI, right? Isn't Grok AI?
Yeah.
I get it, right? Yeah. Okay. The camera uses AI. It's incredible. I'm a modern man. Fine. And now I'm this old, and I finally become a modern. Anyway, all right, 4:30. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Stand by. Look out.
Who decides what you're allowed to say online? Free speech is under fire now more than ever, and Extra 106.3 is proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta, where the conversation doesn't need anyone's permission. Listen live or stream us anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, keeping your stuff safe. Yeah, summertime, and we got floods and storms and burglars, thieves and bad guys. That's where Atlanta Safe House comes in. Atlanta Safe House in Alpharetta. Their location, Union Hill Road in Alpharetta. They have 500 of them right there. 500. Well, give or take 3 or 4, depending. Seriously, more Browning and Fort Knox and Browning was my first gun safe. Anybody in this part of the country. So with 500 different ones and all the top brands, that they have specials and sales and rebates, famous for their rebates all the time. And I'm talking, jewelry safes and little portable safes like pistol safes you can take with you if you're doing on a trip or something or other. And by the way, if you have a convention coming up or something, you need to rent a safe for a while to hold stuff, they can do that for you too. And by the way, nobody's getting your master reset code. Atlanta Safe House, very, very, very concerned about not only protecting your stuff, but also protecting your rights. And when I didn't have a safe down in Florida, when I was retired and lost my medical records, it cost me. Well, my kids know now where to get my medical records. In fact, I'm putting more in there today. Anyway, and also maybe a living will, stuff like that. Come on, get on the program. Check it out, atlantasafehouse.com.
There's never been a better time to fall in love with Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett. Now through August 31st, get award-winning vehicles and exceptional offers from a brand you trust during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Explore the full lineup of hybrid, electric, gas, and wilderness vehicles, including the trusted 2026 Subaru Forester and the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback. Every Subaru is made with love and built to last, with dependability and value coming standard. It's no surprise why Consumer Reports named Subaru the best overall automotive brand for 2 years in a row, based on reliability, safety, owner satisfaction, and road test evaluation. At Subaru of Gwinnett, there's a lot to discover and a lot to love. Get special low rates on select vehicles from August 1st through August 31st on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com. Consumer Reports does not endorse products or services. Visit Subaru.com/CR to learn more.
Hey, it's Drake Baldwin. Everyone knows my winning team on the field, but when there's no hot water, I need a win at my home base. When it comes to plumbing, my winning team is Superior. Superior Plumbing is there whenever I need a leak repaired, toilet replaced, or a water heater installed. For over 40 years, they've been Atlanta's go-to plumbers. And Superior is still locally owned. For Superior, there's no job too small.
For Superior, the honest one, call 770-422 Plum.
Babe, can you knock out my honey-do list today?
Oh, I know. I told you I'd get to it this weekend.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalomia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. I can't fix your marriage, but I can fix your house. With our handyman for a day service, we'll handle those drywall patches, that door that won't latch, the leaky faucet, and the wood rot all around your house. The whole punch list, done fast, done right. You keep your weekend, she gets the house done, everybody wins. Book your handyman for a day at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
When Keisha Lance Bottoms got elected, she said,
"We must be good stewards of your tax dollars."
Just 30 days later,
taxpayers covered the cost of a first-class ticket for Mayor Bottoms' husband to fly to the Super Bowl
on her taxpayer-funded credit card.
Atlanta taxpayers shelled out more than $2,600.
Worse,
more than $11,600 in luxury chauffeured car service in just her first 5 months in office.
And taxpayers covered this tab.
The State Ethics Commission has fined Keisha Lance Bottoms.
She accepted over $110,000 in contributions that exceeded legal limits,
violating campaign finance laws.
The commission's chairman declared
it's an egregious violation of the act.
And the verdict from a former prosecutor?
It smells bad.
What don't you get about the rules and regulations? If Mayor Bottoms wants her legacy to be too greedy to care, they're off to a great start.
Keisha Lance Bottoms. She's out for herself, not Georgia.
Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
Oh, now just Jeff, we filling in. You could just forget this whole whistle part at 4:30
with Pete and the scoreboard.
Because they get in. It's a habit. That doesn't mean we have to do it. Because
Why is my tongue purple?
Oh my God, your tongue's purple. Well,
I just had a Mike and Ike. Blue raspberry Mike and Ike.
Mike and Ike. Oh my God, I haven't even heard that phrase in about 20 years. That's the same as non-parental? Is that the same as the black and white? What are the little black and white?
No. Mike and Ike's are really sour and sweet and gummy and fruity, and they're like great jelly beans.
Oh, okay. What are the little black and white one, little capsule-like looking things?
I never ate those. Those are horrible. Yeah. All right. You stalled enough. We're going to get to this here.
Figures.
13 times you woke up the founder and Just Jeff household
at the doctor's office. I had to get it all in there.
Well, pat yourself on the back because you have done Ocho.
I've done 8. I think. 8? Oh, my goodness. Well, that's not bad.
8 out of the train.
Well, it's fun times here. I had a fun time at the doctor's office. I'll tell you about it here in a second, just for fun. Let's see. Kimmer Pete and Flounders off for the rest of the day. He was here and then had to leave early. And Just Jeff is here. And again, thank you for you brought me Tootsie Roll Pops again. I brought you a cookie. I heard you were going to be here, so that was nice. Anyway, that's true. I just got done with my purple one. Now, birthday list includes Belinda Carlisle. Calls her here the beautiful lead singer of the Go-Go's.
Yes, sir.
Belinda Carlisle is 68.
No.
I swear to God.
No.
Belinda Carlisle is 68 years old.
Impossible.
Lead singer of the Go-Go's. She hit number 1 with a solo, Heaven is a Place on Earth. But when she was with the Go-Go's never got higher than number 2 on the charts with We Got the Beat. Belinda Carlisle, 68 years old today. It's kind of a surprise. And this is kind of an update on a story we did yesterday for a different anniversary date, same year, different day. On this day in 1962, Ringo Starr joins the Beatles. He replaced Pete Best on drums. Pete Best had been fired the previous day. The group had auditioned for producer George Martin. He was dissatisfied with Pete Best. He said they could use Best on stage, but he was going to bring in a session drummer for the recordings. The other Beatles, along with manager Brian Epstein, decided to just get rid of him. Pete Best was popular with the fans. Many protested his firing. Best had taken the place of drummer Tommy Moore, who had quit the group, then known as the Silver Beatles, because as you recall, we talked about this last week, Tommy Moore was a forklift driver, and working with the Silver Beatles interfered with his job. So, man had to go to work. God bless him. Can you imagine? The guy says, I'd rather be a forklift driver. Pete can't hear? Hey, Jeff, Pete apparently has got a thing going on.
I'm working on it.
Okay. I didn't know if you knew or not. Kimmer Pete and Flounder and now Just Jeff up till 6 o'clock. And in case you just joined us or haven't heard, the actress Hayden Panettiere is dead. Cardiac arrest and perhaps an overdose. Someone, perhaps her boyfriend who'd flown in, this was happened yesterday in Greenville, South Carolina. Her boyfriend was in Los Angeles. He flew in to see her yesterday, and he flew in Saturday, and Sunday she was dead. Sunday afternoon, 911 call, And one person there, dispatcher, described the 36-year-old Hayden Panettiere as suffering a cardiac arrest, and then a male dispatcher is heard saying that she has had a suspected overdose. She was troubled. She was a drinker. She talked about her struggles with addiction and postpartum depression. She gave up her baby to her boyfriend that she never married, Klitschko, the boxer, who is now with the 11-year-old daughter in Ukraine. That's where they live. And Hayden Panettiere talked about the loss of that. Her brother had died, and she gave custody of her daughter to her former boyfriend, Klitschko, in 2018. Heartbreaking struggles with mental health and addiction. And she lost herself. She said, I needed to be able to put my, this is the only, well, I don't know, a positive light, I guess. Hayden Panettiere had written that she was struggling with mental health and anxiety postpartum, having to act my way through it, feeling like I completely lost myself. I knew I needed to be able to put her, my daughter, first so that I could get the help I needed and be the mom she needed me to be. She had hemorrhaging before she had 7 blood transfusions and surgery to repair the vessels that had failed. What a tear. She started acting at 11 months old in a commercial. Hayden Panettiere was on ABC soap operas, CBS soap operas, major TV stars, the Heroes, where she was a superhero cheerleader. And then, of course, Connie Britton's opposite on Nashville. Anyway, Hayden Panettiere, dead at 36. She's going to be 37 Friday. And it's just a horrible story. And again, I said earlier, and I really mean it. I don't know why we need child actors anymore. I seriously, I wonder whether we should just use AI bots. I mean, they can make someone look real. And is it important enough to have real plus child actors are child actors, so they're not going to be, seasoned professionals. But again, I don't know why. I think child acting, even if it's only, I don't know what percentage of child actors grow up to be troubled and screwed up. And every week, hell, every day, the New York Post has a little, showbiz type section. And almost every day there's a story about some child actor working for UPS or, lost all his money, so they're, living in a hostel or something. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I don't know what the percentage is, but I wonder if 1%'s too many. If you're a child actor and you're famous and you go through all this stuff and all of a sudden you're all screwed up, you might take advantage of them. One after another talk about how they gave them drugs to make them, better on the set, more active. And I mean, it's just, I think they should use bots. I think we should just not have. Why have children actors? They can be replaced. I don't think I'm wrong on that. I think they can replace. I can make an artificial bot actor. So anyway, I'm just a thought. Kim Repeat and Jeff is in for the rest of the afternoon after Flounder had to leave. For a good, happy thing. He's not like in trouble or something. He's on the lam from the cops. No, we didn't get a phone call or anything. We lost Pete entirely. Is he now gone off?
We're resetting.
Resetting the old Mountains of Macon thing. Oh, that's good, because we'll link it back up here any moment now, so don't be afraid. Now, things have changed. I talked about the AI business. People in Kentucky, the hillbilly, saying we're not going to sell your land for AI. In University of California at Berkeley, otherwise what I used to call it Berserkly. When I was in San Francisco for 2 years working for NBC in the TV station out there, not in radio, but in TV, and I used to do the late live shots. The late news at 10 o'clock or whatever, was it 10 or 11, I can't remember, in San Francisco. And the late news, and I would do the live shots. And a lot of times I'd be over at Berserkly over something crazy, protests and stuff like that, just 2 years in the 80s. UC Berkeley has a calculus professor, a mathematician expert, who says, her name is Svetlana Stankova, and she says students in her math classes are 5 to 8 years behind in mathematics. She said office hours ought to be spent on integrals instead of lessons on fractions and basic algebra you should learn in middle school. This Berkeley math professor has to teach fractions to her students in calculus because they're so far behind. She said the admissions process is more like chance than careful evaluation. Thousands of faculty members have signed open letters this year calling for the restoration of the CAT or ACT and SAT to ensure the best students are getting in. Standardized testing phased out by Berserkly 6 years ago. And the president of Berkeley back then was Janet Napolitano. Janet Napolitano was the Homeland Security Secretary for President Barack Hussein Obama. And she overruled a task force that said, keep the SAT and ACT. And she said, no, we're getting rid of it. Well, Berkeley has the lowest acceptance rate pretty much of any public university in the country. They take maybe 10% of their applicants. And the kids they take can't do math. I moved with story after story about college kids are not prepared. And those who are prepared, believe socialism's okay. Anyway, 4:45 already. Holy cow. We have Holy Crap at Sports coming up. We got more Flounders Funnies. We got some tweets around here. We got your news stories. We got your phone calls at 404-741-1230, 1230 on 106.3. How's your Monday? Like that.
Miss any of the show? No sweat. Grab your Extra 106.3 app and listen to show replays whenever you want. Download the Extra app now for Apple and Android by searching for XTRA 106.3.
Hey, this is Los for Howard Brothers and Skag. Is your grass growing faster than your mower can handle? It's time to level up with Skag. Built tough, made to move, and cut so clean your lawn will make your neighbors jealous. Skag mowers don't mess around when it comes to getting the outside work done. You can find your next Skag mower at Howard Brothers. Their team can get you leveled up with the best mower in town. Find a Howard Brothers near you at howardbrothers.com. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Skag and Howard Brothers.
This is Tom, the honest car guy, and we got a surprise call in from a customer of ours, Travis, out in Jefferson, Georgia. Travis, good to hear from you, buddy. You want to tell a little bit about the experience you had with me at the honest car guy?
The whole experience, honestly, was one of the smoothest car experiences that we've ever gone through, meaning that there's no pressure. There's no runaround. It's just straight up honest service. The price that you guys present or find for you, that's what you are going to pay. And you just get a great deal. I've been educated to a newer process of the car dealership game. You guys have not come in and you're setting the benchmark for how car dealing and car buying and car selling really should be.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Georgia Tech football is poised to make history again this season, and you don't want to miss a minute of the action. From pregame traditions, game-changing plays, and an electric in-game atmosphere, the Flats is the place to be this fall. Running up the middle, hurtling into the end zone, touchdown Jackets! All tickets are on sale now. Secure your seats today by visiting RamlinRack.com/tickets. Sting 'em.
On the fence about a fence? Hi, this is Jared with Accent Fence. Make the right choice and call Accent Fence. Whether it's wood, aluminum, vinyl, composite, steel, or chain link, Accent Fence can build you the perfect fence for your home. And with no money down financing available, now is the time to get your new fence. Explore fence options and read all of our 5-star Google reviews at accentfence.net. Then call and set up your free in-home consultation at 770-995-7463. For a fence that lasts, visit accentfence.net.
We talked a few days ago about the propensity of liberals to take every vocal utterance that they disagree with and label it as hate speech.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
And now this dramatic pause. We're trying to get Pete back on the satellite feed here from whatever the hell system we got going here at the moment there for the thing there. Hold on a second. And now we got the Doors. 1968. The Doors started 4 weeks at number 1 on the album chart with Waiting for the Sun. It was the Doors' only number 1 album. Number 1 in America, and it was topping the Billboard chart for 4 weeks. The group's third album spawned their second U.S. number 1 single, Hello, I Love You. The second one, 1966, Hello, Stop it. Talking to me. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder had to leave. We wanted to leave. A good thing, a good reason, a happy reason. And Just Jeff being here with a great appreciation. And on this day, birth date of Sean Penn. Sean Penn is 66 years old. Stupid. Don't leave me that. Now it's not. Oh, I hate these freaking stinking. There we go. Close. I'm trying to read it still. I hate your post. I hate you. I wish I could rip your eyes out. Oh, sorry. Was that out loud? Was that in the air? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, everything's fine now. Sean Penn, 66, famous for tying Madonna to a chair, I think, several times. He apparently used to rough her up pretty good. I'm not sure whether she asked him. Probably, I'm not sure what the deal was, but she and Sean Penn and Madonna had a real thing going there. Sean Penn, a really good actor, rewarded for it, 66 years old. He was in I Am Sam, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Bad Boys, and Sean Penn has won 3 Academy Awards. When I think of Sean Penn, I do not think of an actor who has won 3 Oscars. He won Best Acting Oscars for Mystic River and Milk, Harvey Milk Story, and he won Supporting Actor for One Battle After Another. Sean Penn, 66 today. 3 Oscars. That's kind of bizarre. On this day in history, 1969, Hurricane Camille strikes Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, killed about 260 people, left 70,000 homeless. Hurricane Camille, 1969, the second most intense tropical cyclone on record to hit America. Hurricane Camille produced a storm surge of 24 feet of water. It flattened basically everything along the coast of Mississippi, caused $1.4 billion in damages, and that would be equivalent to about $10 billion. A more comment there. Hurricane Camille, 1969. Wow. 404-741-1230, 404-741-1230. We temporarily have lost Pete. We got something going on. Also, our TV crapped out for our Fox feed, too, so something's going on. I don't know whether it's sunspots or something, but we'll figure it out.
I think maybe the bear chewed a cable or something.
Bear could have chewed a cable, and Just Jeff would probably know because he knows all this stuff. I mean, really, he's fixing things and working on things. And again, everybody said, I guess there's like a golf tournament today, 680, and everybody, the place is empty. I mean, there's nobody here. You could put a grenade out. In fact, I almost pulled out one of my grenades just for the fun of it. So they're all gone, and I guess that includes the engineering people. So we have, we're flying by our seat here. Now, I mentioned earlier the survey, latest survey, and the poll out today showed that Democrats, a survey of just Democrats, 60% of Democrats support socialism. Only 18% view socialism negatively. 60% of America's Democrats support socialism. And it gets even worse when you narrow it down. Democrats with a college degree, 71% favor socialism to capitalism. College degree Democrats, 71% socialists. The battle of the soul of the Democrat Party. Everybody's warning about it. And by the way, now, in fact, speaking of that, there's in Florida, one of the primary election candidates is getting mocked now because a Democrat Socialist of America running for Congress in Florida, wannabe House member Oliver Larkin wants to unseat a Democrat's been there for a while. This wannabe House member Oliver Larkin pointed to the United Nations, Amnesty International, and Israeli human rights organizations trying to make a claim that Israel is committing genocide. And he was doing an interview with a TV Weekend interview, and he was talking with This Week in South Florida host Glenna Milberg, and she wasn't having any of it. He said, Israel is committing genocide. I cite the United Nations and Amnesty International. And the host said, that's factually incorrect. There's the definition of genocide in the UN. The UN has said this does not apply to what people think of a disproportionate wartime action. That's got nothing to do with genocide. Genocide is a very specific thing. They went back and forth, and this guy Milberg said she's being told we have to rap. Larkin's campaign said, why was the interview cut short? But have yet to get a response. She noted that about 1 in 4 voters in Florida, newly configured congressional district, are Jewish. And Larkin claimed that the Defense Force deliberately targeted women and children, and Milberg told him that's not true. Larkin says his position supporting Israel and backing he's received from the American Israel Public Affairs Committee and willing to punch the far left made him a prime target for DSA types. His seat's been competitive, they say, but anyway, the interview ended kind of early when the host said, "No, you're just telling lies." Oopsie-daisy, he was telling lies here about what's going on with Israel. And by the way, I don't know what's going on with the latest with the Strait of Hormuz. They say they're in control of it still. Donald Trump's, and again, the 60-day peace negotiation agreement is over. That's done. It's gone. So I don't know what the latest is on that. We'll have to see. Oh, and by the way, for the record, if I hear Donald Trump and a public comment say one more time, Iran is not going to get a nuclear weapon, we know. And the issue now is the Strait of Hormuz. Why aren't we taking over the Strait of Hormuz, period? Why haven't we just knocked the living crap out of everything to have any kind of response in Iran? And I know it's a big country, but if we don't have spy satellites knowing where every troop is, the IRGP, where they station, where they are, and just kill them. Blow them up. Drop the bombs. Issue over. Who's going to react badly? You don't think the other Arab states would be thrilled to have Iran no longer run by maniacs? Anyway, I mean, it's just amazing to me. I got a Flounders Funny coming up here in a little over a minute. That's to look forward to. Also, we hope to get Pete Davis back here because at any minute now. And more on Dr. Fauci, in case there isn't enough damage against him. He was informed, Dr. Fauci was privately informed in 2021 that initial studies of the COVID vaccination did not include women in the first trimester of pregnancy because there was a risk of miscarriage. Well, the guy who did the study, Dr. John Mascola, texted Fauci in January 5 years ago and said, "I'm corrected on pregnancy studies. The studies avoid vaccination in the first trimester due to possible fever and higher rates of miscarriage in the first trimester." And Fauci knew it. And it was publicly reported at the time the vaccine had not been tested on early pregnancies during the initial trials. After the message, Fauci said there was a theoretical risk of vaccinations during pregnancy could cause miscarriages because of fever. But then he wrote, since many people have significant form of storm fever after the second dose, it could be associated. However, days after Fauci got the memo, he wrote this. The FDA and medical doctors have found no red flags about pregnant women. No red flags after he was told that there was a miscarriage risk in the first trimester. And he said, "Those no red flags." Let's do a Flounders Funny.
Biggest thing that happened when I got sober, me and my young lady, we parted ways. We broke up. I know it sucks. It's fine. It was only 8 years. No big deal. She's the only girl I've ever dated in my life. I want to kill myself. No. I do want to kill myself, but I can't because I bought a truck last year. My mama co-signed on it with me. I got 68 payments left, she's mourning the loss of her son. Then she's like 17% interest rate. I mean, I'm glad he's gone, So that was dark. I apologize. I don't know. I think I'm going to become asexual. The one with the video games, because I don't know. I'm 31 and I'm Alabama. That's 59 New York years. And I've done reflecting too. I read a book. I read the cover of a book, and I've reflected on my life. I didn't do a lot of boyfriend stuff that I should. I don't cuddle for one. Because I was a competitive wrestler for a long time. So cuddling for me is like a really slow match, I have muscle memory that don't go away. So we're laying in bed, you want to go for an underhook, and I'm like, step back, bitch, I'm just right there. I suck at dinner dates, too. I'm bad at it. I went on one. I feel so bad for that poor girl. Because I eat fast. And women, y'all eat slow, so I don't want to be rude. So now I got to match your pace and keep a conversation. You're throwing questions at me like, what are your interests? I'm like, food that's not cold.
And that's what's her name? What's his?
Rocky Dale Davis.
There you go. All right, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder is off for the rest of the day, but just Jeff filling in with our great appreciation. 5 o'clock news coming up. Look out, here we go.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
There is a back channel with Iran. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. On the day the 60-day ceasefire agreement with Iran ended, President Trump, in an interview with Fox News, confirming there are conversations going on with Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Mideast envoy Jared Kushner telling Fox's Trey Yingst they've been productive.
There's really not a lot of trust between America and Iran after all these years of not having these relations and dialogues. But obviously they're engaging in a very strong way, and that's quite positive. But we're not there yet on an understanding, and President Trump's going to be very patient. He doesn't like to make he doesn't want to rush to a deal. He'll make the right deal when the right deal is ready.
The president telling reporters in the Oval Office this afternoon Iran wants to make a deal, just not the kind of deal he feels is necessary. Envoy Kushner also met with Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu today to talk about the possibility of Israel withdrawing its remaining troops from Gaza. Judge will consider throwing out state murder charges against Luigi Mangione, who's admitted that he killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Last week, Mangione pled guilty to federal charges related to Thompson's murder. His attorneys argue trying him at the state level would amount to double jeopardy. Nearly 30 years after rapper Tupac Shakur was killed in a drive-by shooting, the trial of the alleged mastermind has begun, based on details in his own memoir.
Dwayne Keefe D. Davis is alleged to have orchestrated the shooting in 1996. Prosecutors say he didn't pull the trigger himself. Chief Deputy District Attorney Binu Polal explains Davis's own memoir details the shooting.
Dwayne Davis made sure that the shooters were armed and ready to execute their revenge.
The 63-year-old faces one charge of murder with a deadly weapon with intent to promote a criminal gang. He has pleaded not guilty and said the memoir was written by a ghostwriter and he never read it.
Fox's Michelle Polino. America is listening to Fox News.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like U.S. Army Sergeant William Bernard McKenna, exposed to burn pits. McKenna later died from T-cell lymphoma, leaving his wife, Dina, and 2 daughters. Tunnel to Towers honored Sergeant McKenna. They paid off the family's mortgage in honor of all of his sacrifice. Donate $11 a month. If you have a car to donate, if you have land to donate, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org today.
Here she comes! Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of blank. Ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. With a former Pete Davis with it. He said, we got a Comrex issue from the mountains of Macon. And so he's maybe hopefully joining us again shortly. We have Holy Grabbit Sports coming up. And if he is not able to do it, then by God, I'll be reading sports off my little mini computer thing. What do you call it? It's a lap fart? What's this piece of crap thing I hate? Fat lap thing, trap lap something. I don't know what it is.
Tablet?
What? No, this thing, whatever this is. Not a laptop, iPad? Is this an iPad? Is this an iPad? My God, the man doesn't know what an iPad. That's clear. I didn't know how to use my phone. What difference does it make? Anyway, Kevin Pete and Just Jeff filling in for the rest of the day for Flounder. Our number is 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And since Pete is not able to join us, if you'd like to, I could love to talk it on the phone. It means I don't have to think so much. 404-741-1230, especially if you want to do anything about sports. At 5:13 or so, we'll be asking for any sports help if you want to talk about it. In fact, I saw professional wiffle ball. I had no idea there was. Jeff, have you ever seen wiffle ball, professional wiffle ball?
No, I haven't.
Did you even know there was such a thing?
No.
I saw it was on ESPN. I'm flashing around over the weekend just to see what's happening. And it was professional wiffle ball. And I'll talk more about it later. It was rather bizarre. Also, speaking of bizarre, well, in fact, I kind of wish Pete was here to react to this, but you can too. Something really happened. I had a couple of weeks ago. About a week ago, I had a doctor's appointment. I'm on the doctor appointment track now. If you go to one doctor, then they're going to send you to another doctor, and he's going to say, it's just one thing after another, literally. And they say, well, we better check this. I'm like, oh, God, give me a break. Anyway, so I saw this doctor, and she's my doctor, and she's wonderful. And she sent me to this other doctor, and the appointment was for Monday morning, this morning. And so for some reason, when I got up the night before my appointment, I knew it was an earlier normal appointment than sometimes, and I knew that I had to make sure I ate my breakfast earlier than normal. So I'm already planning in my head. I'm nervous about the whole thing because I don't like when it's going. I don't like stuff happening. I already had cancer and a heart attack. I don't want anything else. I'm done. I'm done. Give me a break. I'm stopped. Anyway, so I got that thing that. So I make an appointment. I'm a little nervous about it. Not nervous. I just want to get it over with. See what's going on. I know they're going to want to do things that are just I don't want to do, stuff like that. So I'm a little nervous about it. I know I have to get up earlier than normal. I really don't. I just have to prepare my day because I'm still working. And so, at 5:30 in the morning, I get up and I start feeding stuff to Flounder. Well, Jeff, you know that when I feed you. Yeah. Poor bastard. Keeps his phone off.
Yeah, I don't look at my phone till 9, so I don't.
Yeah, well, there you are. But again, I work all morning. I'm all day, and I'm looking for sound bites and doing all the stuff, and I'm getting all these things. So I'm working on, but I know that I'm going to be interrupting my working for at least a few hours in my normal hard work time, getting ready to come in here before I put it all together to get on to 3 o'clock. And the only thing about this business is you work as hard as you can, and then you have to be at your best for the last part of the day. If you work 9 to 5 and you get toward the end of the day, you go, well, I'll get to this tomorrow, or kind of slowing down or whatever. No, you have to be at your peak at the last part of the shift. So I'm worried about all this stuff, and the doctor's saying, and they're going to do this and everything else. And so I get up in the morning. I got up about 15 minutes early, so like 10 after 5 or something, and I'm getting everything ready, and I'm looking for stuff to send to, and I'm getting my thing for the breakfast ready, and then I turn on the TV. When I come down, turn on the TV, and they're playing the replay of the Saturday night, comedy show guy on Fox. And so I turn into ESPN, and they're playing some Saturday night football thing, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, I have some kind of a time warp. And I was so freaked out because I don't get the paper anymore. I would have discovered if I'd gone down to get the Monday morning paper, I would have figured out what's going on. I woke up Sunday morning thinking it was Monday morning and freaking out for about an hour until I finally looked at the date on the stuff I'm looking at and realized, oh my God, it's only Sunday. And I was freaked out. I thought there was some kind of like a Twilight Zone thing that, oh my God, I'm in some kind of a time warp. I don't know what happened. And then when I realized like an hour later, I'm thinking, oh my God, I have another day off. It's Sunday. It was remarkable.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you. I don't know whether Pete can hear you.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. We're just, we're doing radio.
Pete's back.
He's back?
Yeah.
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
I'll be damned. Well, that's good because I have a couple things I wanted you to react to. One of them was I lost a day. I don't know. I thought Sunday morning was Monday morning. I was freaking out. I couldn't figure it out, and I was getting ready to go to the doctor's early, and then finally, anyway. But the other, I did go to the doctor. I finally went this morning, having a doctor's appointment to a guy, and actually I saw the doctor was doing stuff, and I saw his physician's assistant woman who was like a mini doctor. I mean, these people are the same thing as a doctor, basically, in many ways. Anyway, anyway, and she was wonderful. She was probably the cutest, sweetest medical assistant person I've ever worked with. She was just a doll. And I was ticked off at first because they were late getting it. Everything was delayed for some reason, so I was kind of ticked off. And then she came in. It was just like a bundle of sunshine, and she talked about various things. We figured out some various things, and I may be able to get some various things, and then she told me that I have to start, or I should start, doing something called the pelvic floor therapy. Now, have you ever heard of the pelvic floor therapy?
Yes.
You have. Just Jeff, have you ever heard of the pelvic floor therapy?
You do the pelvic.
I actually have, but I thought it was something ladies do after birth or something. I didn't know guys did it.
Yeah, I didn't know guys did it either. I didn't even know what it was. And now she told me how to do it. You do 20 seconds and then you try to describe whatever. I know. Now, Pete Davis, are you familiar with this pelvic floor therapy business?
Well, it's supposed to strengthen the bottom of the core, the hips, and stuff like that. It's supposed to help everything down there.
Yeah. And so that makes sense. And so, but anyway, I got the biggest kick out of that because I had no idea what it was. Her name is Nicolette, and I won't give the doctor's office because I want to embarrass her about that. But she was so sweet, and in fact, when she told me that, I pulled out my phone in the exam room, and I said, I'm going to remember this. And so I recorded my say, okay, what's your name again? She started laughing. Nicolette started laughing. She was so sweet, and it was really a wonderful experience, and it made me feel better. And now we just have to go to like another couple of, it's just, you're on the doctor train, so that's just the way it is. But everything's going to be fine, and I got the biggest kick out of that. This little sweet lady telling me about the pelvic floor therapy. Anyway, Miss Nicolette, she was an absolute doll, and it was pretty cool. Anyway, Kara Pete and Flounder's gone for the rest of the day, but Just Jeff is here. Our number is 404-741-1230. We can't see Pete on the video thing, but we can hear him. He's on our got part of the line fixed up, which is good. So we will do Holy Crap at Sports, and we'll talk. Now, Pete, I don't know how much you want to do. We'll get to it later if you don't hear about the WNBA game last night and the fever and the dream and the sound bites and so forth. If you don't do it in your sports, we'll definitely do it as part of it.
Probably will not be touching the WNBA since I don't consider it a real sport.
Okay. All right, well, it is a news story, so we'll do it after sport. After Holy Crap at Sports, we'll give you more about what happened last night with the dream and the fever and some of the reaction to it. First of all, in the meantime, Just Jeff, let's do this. I mentioned earlier that Democrats now favor American Democrats. In a survey, 60% of American Democrats favor socialism over capitalism. 60%. And it's even worse. If you're a college-educated Democrat, 71% favor socialism. The more educated favors socialism? How is that possible? Well, Bill Maher is among the leaders in the Stop the Asinine movement in the Democrat Party, and I think it was on this podcast. I heard this morning. Bill Maher saying, you people are freaking crazy. Jeff, if you
Linda Sarsour was forced into an arranged marriage at 17, but defends the practice, saying it made her, quote, become mature much earlier in life. I'll bet. But here, we think that's a little too close to Epstein stuff. Honor killings, not letting women show their faces, polygamy, cousin female genital mutilation. There's lots of stuff we don't do here, and it's not negotiable, and it's not white values. These are liberal values. People fought and died to establish them, and it's not racist to say, if you want to come here to help form a more perfect union, great. But some things are too fundamental to change.
Bill Maher, it's our culture. What happened to the melting pot? People wanted to be Americans instead of destroying our country and starting over where they came from. Brutal. Anyway, all right, hold on. Kara Pete and Flounders Off, Just Jeff is here. Holy Crap at Sports. And also chuckling over a mistaken way to put a few words in TV news coming up here shortly. Well, Pete Davis next, so Holy Crap at Sports on 106.3. Look out.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
I'm so sick of all these cheesy lawyer billboards. You might be too. If you're injured in a car crash, you don't hire a lawyer because they're sweet or strong or the biggest. You hire a lawyer who is recognized by their peers as one of the top lawyers in the state. You hire a lawyer who's going to listen to you, fight for you, and has the case results to prove it. That lawyer is me, Bruce Hagan, the people's lawyer. I've been proudly selected by my fellow lawyers as one of the top 100 lawyers in the state and for 21 consecutive years as Georgia's super lawyer. Hagan-law.com, Hagan-law.com.
America! Chuck, yeah! Chuck and Shack Oyster Bar is celebrating the red, white, and blues all summer long with our America 250 summer menu. We're talking Cyclone char-grilled oysters, Route 66 smash burgers, crab meat boardwalk fries, and USA-inspired cocktails. Raise a glass and cheers to 250 years of the US of A at Chuck and Shack Oyster Bar. Locally owned in downtown Alpharetta and Cumming, across from the collection. Find your location and details at theshuckandshack.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
With all the rain we've had lately, excess moisture can build up in your home, leaving it feeling sticky and muggy, even when your air conditioner's running. That's why Central Heating and Air Conditioning recommends Whole House Dehumidifier. It works with your HVAC system to remove excess moisture throughout your home, helping improve comfort, reduce musty odors, and create a healthier indoor environment. And if it's time for a new system, now's a great time to upgrade. Qualified homeowners can receive up to $2,700 in carrier rebates and up to 60 months of 0% financing with approved credit. Since 1947, Georgia families have trusted Central Heating and Air Conditioning for dependable comfort. Call 770-GET-HEAT. That's 770-GET-HEAT. Or go to centralheat.com. Turn to your Atlanta carrier experts at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Summer is here, and hopefully vacation is on the horizon. Whether the beach or maybe you're more of a mountain person, you've planned and saved in order to take some much-needed time off. You planned your vacation. Shouldn't you plan your retirement? You planned for a week in the sun, but have you planned for decades of golden years? Master Plan Retirement works with you to create a holistic, comprehensive retirement plan in order to offer the one thing your time off needs the most: peace of mind. From income and growth, tax strategy, legacy planning, and more, Master Plan Retirement walks alongside you to help ensure your golden years stay golden. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Visit masterplanretire.com. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Hey, this is Los with David from Atlanta, who just purchased his new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent way to buy your next vehicle. David, tell us about your experience.
I had been looking for a vehicle for a couple months. The car buying process was a little challenging at first for me. I had some credit issues in the past, and I just happened to hear a familiar voice on the radio, and it happened to be on the Honest Car Guy ad. I got in touch with Tom. Within 2, maybe 3 days, I had a vehicle being shipped here from Orlando, Florida. I have already recommended him to family members, several friends, and I'll purchase a car from Tom when I make my next purchase for sure.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
When it comes to supplements, 2 things matter most. A, that it works, and that you can trust it. Rather than just tell you about Relief Factor, we'll let our audience do that. We hear from people every single day whose lives have changed, and I want you to hear a few of their stories. Chris spent years doing physical work. It left his feet sore every day at the end of the day. After starting taking Relief Factor, he felt so good he did something he'd never done before. He ran half a marathon. Now he tells his friends about Relief Factor. I'm the same. Totally understand how Chris feels because I do it every day. I tell my friends how I was just with somebody that works at the White House and we were talking about Relief Factor. We're both like, is that not an amazing product? And they make it really easy now for you to find out if you can be the next person that's telling us about Relief Factor and how it gave you your life back. 3 weeks, $17.76. Try it. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4RELIEF. You'll connect with their friendly local team, and they'll do everything they can to help. We hope you soon will be sharing your story with us as well. ReliefFactor.com.
On this day, 1977, Elvis's funeral, FTD delivers 3,100 floral arrangements, wiping out Tennessee florists and setting a record for the most flowers sold in America in a single day. And now, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves are off and on a big and tough road trip, beginning with 3 in Minnesota starting tonight. The 8-6 Martin Perez for us with his 2.96 earned run average against Bailey Ober for the Twins. Ober?
Yeah.
Did you say Ober?
Ober?
Was it Ober when the Germans?
Sorry.
Ober is a right-hander with a 7-4 record and a 4.64 ERA.
All right,
Drake Baldwin leading off tonight and catching. Ronald Acuna Jr., the designated hitter. Mauricio Dubon in left field. Mike Yastrzemski in right. Jim Jarvis batting ninth at short. The worthless Twinkies just got swept at home by the Phillies yesterday, blowing a 5-0 lead. Thanks a lot. The Braves beat Arizona yesterday here in Truist Park 5-3. In the bottom of the third, Drake Baldwin singled home Dominic Smith with the first run. It was 1-1 in the top of fifth when Ozzie Albies said no to this Diamondbacks runner.
Infield in for Gerardo Perdomo. And Perdomo sends a ground ball to Ozzie. Gloves, spins it home, and the tag is there. What a play by Ozzie Albies, who's a little bit off balance as he lunged to his glove side to field it.
Huh?
That's Tom Hart on Sister Station 6A, The Fan. Drake Baldwin catching it on the short hop and putting his glove right there on the front of the plate so the guy had to touch it with his hand.
I love it.
It was just a brilliant move by Drake. The game was tied 2-2 into the bottom of the seventh when Matt Olson strode to the plate with 2 men on base.
3-0 pitch. Swing and a drive deep center field. Barroso back to the track. It is gone! Matt Olson with a 3-run home run. His 36th of the season and Major League's best left-on-left striker. And the Braves jump in front 5-2.
Wow, cool. Left on left striker. I didn't know that. Excellent. I'm sorry. I was remarking about it.
Dylan Lee pitched eighth. Rysel Iglesias came in and did what Rysel's been doing too much of lately, allowing a run in the ninth, but held on for the 5-3 victory. He was thrown off his game by a rare balk call, but steadied himself. Braves have a 7.5 game lead over Philly. The Phillies tied with San Diego for the second National League wild card spot. Minnesota in third place in the American League Central, 6 games behind the White Sox, and a game and a half out of the last AL wild card spot. They're 5 games under 500, but still in the playoff hunt. That's not good.
No.
Meanwhile, down on the farm, have a weekend, Dixon Williams. Dixon is a Braves prospect at High A Rome, and he went off. Less than 24 hours after logging the minor league's first 10 RBI game in 2 years, the Braves infield prospect made history, going 4 for 6 with 3 homers and 6 ribbies in Rome's loss to Asheville 16-14 Sunday. Over the course of 2 games, Williams went 8 for 11, 5 homers, 16 RBI, 6 runs scored, and 24 total bases. That is something no major leaguer has done in a 2-game span since RBIs became a stat in 1920.
Wow.
And the 24 bases, only 3 big leaguers have done that number or more. But 25, Ty Cobb with the Tigers back in 1925, Joe Adcock with the Milwaukee Braves in 54, and Sean Green with the Dodgers back in 2002. Dixon Williams was the compensation draft pick the Braves got when Max Fried left in free agency.
Wow, good pick.
Good for him.
Yeah.
MLB team owners unanimously approved the sale of the Padres to an investor group led by private equity billionaire Jose E. Feliciano.
Really? No kidding.
Not to be confused with the troubadour Jose Feliciano and his wife and business partner Kwanzaa. How much of the Pods being sold for, do you think? How much
the Padres baseball
worth?
team, San Diego, California team, don't win the World Series a lot. Probably $2.5 billion.
Well, they've never won the World Series. No, higher than that.
$4.6 billion.
3.9 billion.
Oh, my
American
goodness. Wow.
Told you last week that former Major League pitcher Tommy John had entered hospice care, and he passed away Saturday. He was 83.
Yeah.
John, a 4-time All-Star, won 288 games, was the namesake behind the pioneering elbow surgery that prolonged his career for 14 more years. He died at his home in Bradenton, Florida. He'd been diagnosed with bladder cancer and other ailments in recent years. John had 124 wins at the time of the procedure. He pitched in 405 more games, winning 164 1994, finished with a career record of 288 and 231, the second most wins of any pitcher since 1900 not to be elected to the Hall of Fame, with a 3.34 ERA, 2,245 strikeouts, and 760 appearances. So he will be in Cooperstown someday. Yeah. It's just a matter of time. Unfortunately, he won't be there to enjoy it. Tommy John pitched for the White Sox, Yankees, Dodgers, California Angels, Indians, and Oakland Athletics. And here's a short list of some of the pitchers whose careers have been saved by Tommy John surgery. Chris Sale, Shohei Ohtani, Tarek Skubal, Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, and Jacob deGrom twice.
Wow. I had no idea.
And that's just a few. There's a whole bunch more, hundreds. The preseason Associated Press college football poll is out. Way too early. There should not be one before the season, but that's just me. Ohio State and Oregon were 1-2, giving the Big Ten Conference the top two teams in the preseason rankings for the first time in 65 years and just the second time ever. The Buckeyes getting 40 first-place votes. Oregon got 14 in voting by the 69 media members who cover the sport for the AP and other news organizations. The Buckeyes will go into the season ranked number 1 for the 9th time and first in the last 9 years. They're now tied with Alabama for second most preseason number 1 rankings behind what is the number 1 school for all-time preseason rankings in the AP?
All-time preseason. Wow, probably Alabama maybe?
I just said Alabama was number 2.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Bud Wilkinson.
Oklahoma.
Switzer. Oklahoma. That's right.
I'll be darned.
All right, so Ohio State's number 1, Oregon 2, Georgia is 3rd, followed by Notre Dame, Texas at number 5. Then defending champ Indiana at number 6, followed by Miami, Texas A&M, Ole Miss at 9, and Oklahoma at 10. After that, you got LSU 11th, Bama at 13. Moving down the pile here, SMU 19, Tennessee 20, Iowa 22, Houston 23, and Missouri rounds out the top 25. Oregon has its highest preseason ranking in program history after having opened number 3 4 times. The last time the Big Ten had number 1 and number 2 in the preseason was 61 when Iowa and Ohio State topped the poll. With the Crimson Tide ranked 13th, that snaps a 17-year streak of being ranked in the preseason top 10, which was the second longest streak in poll history behind Southern Cal's 19 from 1965 to 83. The Southeastern Conference leads all conferences with 9 teams in the preseason top 25, marking the 3rd straight year has had at least that many. 5 of the top 10 teams are from the SEC for the first time since 2013. So the debate of which conference is better is only going to heat up when the Big Ten and SEC play each other. The first big games of the season, September 12th. That's when number 10 Oklahoma visits number 16 Michigan, and number 1 Ohio State goes to number 5 Texas. Of course, those rankings are going to be changed by September 12th, but that's what they are right now. The beat goes on for Kirby Smart. Georgia in the preseason top 5 for the 9th straight year. The two-time defending SEC champs are favored to play in the 6th straight conference title game and appear in the playoffs for the 6th time in 10 years. A lot of familiar faces taking the field. Quarterback Gunnar Stockton, running back duo Nate Frazier and Chauncey Bowens, tight end Lawson Lucky. Big game experience to the Bulldogs offense. Expectations also high on the D for linebackers Raylan Wilson and Chris Cole, while K.J. Bolden, Kyron Jones, and Ellis Robinson IV will hold down the secondary. Pete Golding's first full season as Mississippi coach starts with the number 9 Rebels in the preseason top 10 for the second time in 3 years and third time since 1970. That's Archie time. The number 10 Sooners are in the preseason top 10 for the first time since 2022 when they were in the Big 12. All right, now to the bad news here. Falcons.
Oh, God.
Well, first, the Falcons have signed wide receiver Bo Collins and released wide receiver Christian Wilkinson. And, well, they were the Falcons Friday night, getting whooped at home by Denver 27-7. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa did not instill confidence that he can lead this team, even fumbling a shotgun snap. The offensive line blocked no one, and even though a lot of the starters did not play or play much, it still was not a good look for first-year coach Kevin Stefanski. That's the bad news. The good news, it's the first exhibition game of the year.
There we go.
Quarterback Jack Strand looked good, even scored the only Atlanta touchdown on a sneak/push. The Broncos had their way with the defense. Jack Wagon Sean Payton making an old joke about the attendance at Mercedes-Benz. Some might say it's the same old Falcons, but not me. I usually wait until halftime of game 1 of the regular season.
The real season.
Starters will get the majority of the reps in joint practice up in Indianapolis this week, but they will not play in the team's second preseason game Saturday against the Colts. Tua will not play Saturday at all. Jack Strand and Cooper Rush will get the snaps. And it could be worse. we could be Arizona. All four of the Cardinals' first 4 draft picks this year are injured. 2 of them will miss the season.
Oh, man.
Quarterback Carson Beck with his sore ribs and running back Jeremiah Love with his high ankle sprain will return, but there's 2 others that will not be back for the entire year.
Oh, man.
August 17, 1909. Nap Lajoie resigns as the manager of the faltering Cleveland club. The fans still support his popular skipper. As a newspaper poll indicates, the overwhelming choice is to keep the team name as the Naps rather than choosing a new one, which won't happen until 1914 when they pick the Indians.
Oh,
after
my.
the season. 1920, Indian shortstop Ray Chapman died after being hit by a pitch thrown by Yankees submariner Carl Mays and yesterday's contest at the Polo Grounds. The death of the 29-year-old expectant father remains the only on-field fatality of a player in Major League history. The Yankees canceled the game. 1948 at Yankee Stadium, estimated 100,000 fans view Babe Ruth's body. After the funeral mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral, the Bambino burial occurs at the Cemetery of the Gate of Heaven in Hawthorne, New York. That's the sad news. Here's a funny one.
All right.
1957.
I got this.
A foul ball off the bat of Richie Ashburn breaks the nose of a spectator, Alice Roth, the wife of an editor for the Philadelphia Bulletin. While on the stretcher being carried out, the Phillies leadoff hitter nails her again during the same at-bat in the game against the Giants at Connie-Mack Stadium.
And broke her leg. The second one broke her leg after hitting her in the face. I mean, that's unbelievable. And by the way, I got this on a history thing. I thought this was fairly funny. And Ricky Ashburn, they became close friends. They got kids' tickets and all this stuff. During one time in the hospital visiting grandmothers, one of the grandkids said to Grandma, do you think you go into an Eagles game and get hit in the face so we could get a football? And they all had a good laugh about it. But anyway, pretty cool. Richie Ashburn, mercy.
1966, after tying Jimmy Fox with 2 X's yesterday for most career home runs by a right-handed batter, Giant slugger Willie Mays passed double X with his 535th homer. The San Francisco center fielder now took second place in the all-time list behind only Babe Ruth's 714 at the time. And in 1971, after getting hit by a pitch in the third inning of a Steve Arlen fastball, Ron Hunt takes exception to getting plunked 2 frames later again by the Padres pitcher. The combative Expos second baseman, known for getting hit, will be the only player ejected, shows his displeasure by ripping off catcher Bob Barton's mask and punching him squarely in the face, igniting a bench-clearing brawl.
Yes.
Padres famous for that in their sport.
I love it. Pete Davis, we have so much more coming up. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder had to leave for a good reason, happy reason, and Just Jeff filling in until 6 o'clock along with you two on one. Well, coming up, searching for food in the wild. It turned kind of funny on a TV anchor desk here. Coming up on 106.3. Look out.
Safe streets in Atlanta shouldn't be a luxury, but it's your vote that will make the difference. Real talk about real neighborhoods without the excuses. Only on Atlanta's conservative voice. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra 106.3 app.
Okay, I know. Hey, Kimmer, how come it's peach state windows and you talk about siding? Well, I happen to like siding. I like hardy plank siding. That's what I wanted when I had built my last home. By golly, I got it. Well, my friend Jeff Shea has been Peach State Windows building reputation on windows, of course, for years and years. But they also help Georgia homeowners transform homes with premium James Hardie fiber cement siding for decades. Windows, siding, and doors, they do it all, and they do it right, and that's the point. How about this? How about 1,000 square feet of premium James Hardie fiber cement siding for just $6,985. Now, wait a minute. That price includes removal of the old siding, professional installation, and paint. A complete exterior transformation. And by the way, no juggling contractors and subcontractors wait for somebody to show up. No surprising costs. One Georgia company homeowners have trusted for decades. You can see their work yourself. PeachStateWindows.com. Here's that number, by the way, 770-485-8011. It says windows, but the experience says so much more. PeachStateWindows.com.
Your yard,
It stresses you out between the watering, the seeding, the weeding, and mowing. And no matter what you do, you're never satisfied. Have you thought about artificial turf? It's low maintenance, it's pet friendly, and it looks amazing all year round. Those in the know use ATL Turf Go. ATL Turf Go is Atlanta's top choice for artificial grass installation. Let them build you a backyard of your dreams with a custom golf or putting green, outdoor kitchen or pool deck. They even specialize in custom concrete and stonework. They handle everything from design and grading to construction and drainage solutions. So whether ATL Turf Go can build you a stress-free space you'll love. So say goodbye to mowing, maintenance, and your wasted weekends. Learn more and schedule your free in-home consultation today. Call ATL Turf Go, 678-403-2339. That's 678-403-2339. Or visit atlturfco.com.
Here today with Evan Ward from Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I know you've been quite busy in the office these days. So let's talk about some of the things folks are calling you most about here lately.
Well, Kevin, the biggest thing people are really talking about right now is retirement. And I look at retirement as a journey, not a destination. The goal of almost everybody out there is to grow and preserve a tax-efficient portfolio so they can actually enjoy their retirement. And that's why I partnered with Market Guard. I get a lot of the same questions. Evan, when do I sell? When do I hold? And if I sold, when do I get back into the market? In my opinion, that's market timing. And in my experience, market timing, it can be quite confusing. And we have to look at it and allow the math to do the work.
Everybody has a different appetite for risk. So where does Market Guard fit in?
Well, if you want asset preservation and you don't want it to go down due to market volatility, we have portfolios that are designed for this. But if you want to participate in those larger markets, Market Guard can also offer more stock and aggressive portfolios for those that are looking for that kind of strategy. And here's what I propose for our listeners today. For the next 10 callers, we're going to do a Market Guard portfolio comparison, side by side with what you're currently doing, and we'll show you how your 401k and other investments are doing. And we'll make recommendations, and then you can see the difference between Market Guard and what it can do for your portfolio. After that, you decide if you want us to do a complete retirement plan. So give us a call today. That's 678-736-7799 and ask for your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison.
Again, call Evan Ward with Atlas Retirement. That number, folks, 678-736-7799. And you can pick up your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
I'm Patrick Brown, former Army Ranger in the United States Army. Like many service members, I had to make difficult choices when leaving the military, and the most challenging thing was finding purpose in a new phase of life. Housing, employment, education, way too many decisions and no idea where to start. That was until I met the Warrior Alliance. They made it simple. They listened and quickly connected me to the services I needed. And like a trusted friend, they even followed up to make sure I was squared away. Change a veteran's life today by donating at thewarrioralliance.org, helping warriors navigate to success after service.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House, and now the thought of the day. There's only a few things that a safe from the Safe House can't protect you from. The biggest one is socialist Democrats trying to steal elections. Does that really happen? Yes, it does. So for real security, drop by the Safe House and let us show you how to protect your hard-earned valuables from theft and fire. We are the exclusive Browning and Fort Knox safe dealer in the area. That's right, we're the only ones. So don't go unprotected. Go to AtlantaSafehouse.com. That's AtlantaSafehouse.com.
It's the old Beatles, the Kimmer Beatles, 1964. Some news of the boys from Britain. 1964, Glasgow Council in Scotland. The council in Scotland announced that all boys and all men who are wearing Beatles-style haircuts will have to wear bathing caps after a committee found that hair from Beatle haircuts was clogging the pool's filters. So if you want to go swimming in Glasgow in 1964, you had to cover your hair. And I as an old, I remember the days when a lot of parents and my friends were appalled at the long hair on those boys from London. It went down to their collar, went over their collar. It was over their shirt collar.
Meanwhile, they go to churches with Jesus with hair down to his shoulders.
Yeah, right, exactly. Pete Davis is back. He's back. We got everything's fine. Just Jeff and our engineering crew, fabulous. Did you do that on your own, did you? Just Jeff, fantastic. What a job, man. Filling in for Lynn.
Sure. I did all by myself.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
A couple of Pete Davis birthdays here. How about John Gruden is 63 today. And Hall of Fame tennis player Jim Courier is 56 years old today. And on this day in history, what a slimy president we used to have in Bill Clinton. Man, I remember covering this and going through it. Bill Clinton admits on this day in 1998 that he had a, quote, inappropriate relationship with Monica Lewinsky. And he made his famous, "It depends on what the meaning of is." His defense of his previous statement, "There is not a sexual relationship, an improper sexual relationship, or any other kind of improper relationship," because when he asked him, is there a relationship, he said no, because is means currently, and he was not, at the time he made that statement, still in a sexual relationship with Lewinsky. Clinton claimed that because certain acts were performed on him, not by him, and he was passive during the... yeah, he was passive. Since he just, sat there...
like a lump on a log.
Like a bump on the... he was not therefore engaging in sexual relations. And he also denied that that special thing is a sexual relation anyway. The statement was issued after the FBI announced that Clinton was the source of that situation of the the stain on Monica Lewinsky's blue dress. I mean, what a slime bag. I mean, just, ugh. God. Oh, by the way, there you go. Just chaka. Chicka bow bow. This kind of thing has happened in my lifetime in broadcasting. 61 years ago, I got my first broadcasting job, and in Detroit on a Fox 2 channel show called Good Day Detroit, a co-anchor named Ryan Ermani was struggling to keep his composure when Dina Certafonte talked about the History Channel's survival show called Alone. Contestants have to hunt and catch wildlife for food. They were talking about the show Alone, survival show. So this girl, what's her name here? What her name is? This girl, Certafonte, said, you're looking for fat in the beaver. They were talking about animals that contestants seek out to get their food in the wild. And the girl Certafonte said, well, you're looking for fat in the beaver. And the weather guy said, yeah. And then she said, well, the beaver is the most sought after. And the guy said, yeah, it is. And then she directed a question at the anchorman and said, Ryan, do you think you could eat beaver? Because it's fat and then it's meat. Well, the anchorman's going nuts. He's doubling over, basically, head in his hands. And he said, well, it made them all sick, They all got sick afterwards. And she said, well, you can't eat diseased animals. And the guy said, oh, my God, what about a moose? And she said, yeah. Anyway, he said, Dina, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're a pretty funny girl. And she had absolutely no idea. Now, I think she probably knew exactly what she was saying. But anyway, there were some people who kind of looked at that the wrong way. And I mentioned that it reminded me of the time of the famous event where a male and anchor team are on the set. I think it was in Colorado, but it may not be true. Anyway, a male and anchorman on the team, and the weather guy got done with his forecast, and the female anchorwoman said, hey, Bill, where's that 8 inches you promised me last night? Thinking the snowstorm in the wintertime didn't pan out.
Still measuring in inches.
Length and girth? Anyway.
Is that radius?
Is that before or I don't know. Anyway. And now All right, a quick update again on the basketball game here in Atlanta, the Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever. And we had a caller a couple hours ago, and he said he was at the game and he thought it was great. The fans were cheered like crazy. Caitlin Clark was showing off those 3-pointers. I mean, it was just, they loved it. They were smiling and happy, and the people were having fun, and they just had a great, and it was sold out. I mean, he said they were having a great time. So that's as it should be. Now, a couple of the local women from Georgia, Casey Thompson and her daughter Annie, bought tickets, and they were like 3 rows back from courtside, and they wore an athletics T-shirt that read XXXY, supporting Sophie Cunningham and the others fighting to keep women's sports for women. The mom wore an XXXY shirt with the letters and stars and stripes. Her daughter wore the piece that said XX on the front and for the girls on the back. They wore the shirts, and all of a sudden, in overtime, a security guard approached them and talked to them, and they were upset because he apparently did something that left them flabbergasted. If you will, just Jeff, the 2 ladies from last night at the game.
And we were made to cover up our XXXY shirts at this game.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes. They gave us shirts. They gave us T-shirts during overtime and told us we had to leave.
And this is for the girls.
Or cover our shirts up. This just happened.
Where were you sitting?
Floor
4-3 row
C. Third row of floor 3.
And how much were your seats?
$1,000 each around.
Yeah. And we did nothing. Like we were just sitting there. I didn't make signs. I wanted to make signs, but I didn't. I did nothing.
They made us put our shirts on.
I did notice during the game on the Jumbotron, they put up a woman wearing a shirt that said protect trans rights or something.
She was the one that told on because she was made to zip up her jacket.
So she also had to zip up her jacket?
But I think that's
too. She shouldn't have to zip
But they put her shirt on the Jumbotron.
I know.
It's almost like the message was made and they said now zip it up to make it seem like they're consistent.
Yeah.
But they never were.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, those 2 ladies, Casey Thompson and her daughter Annie, said they were seen on ESPN broadcast with the Dream shirts in hand. They were told to cover up wearing Atlanta Dream shirts. They can be seen talking to fans around them. They loved their shirts, showed support for them and Cunningham throughout the game. The State Farm Arenas has said they prohibit items with clothing, garments, or signs displaying explicit language, profanity, or derogatory characterization toward any person. The NBA fan code says obscene or indecent messages on signs or clothing will not be permitted. How could that possibly be described as derogatory characterization or indecent messages having the letters XXXY? I mean, please, so they're making a big thing about this. And now, also, a lot of people were complaining about the fact that apparently by the way, they lost the game because Angel Reese clanked a would-be layup off the rim.
As she is wont to do.
Yeah, clunk. But there were some pictures from fans showing the Atlanta Dream team was not on the floor during the national anthem. Now, we did have a caller who thought he saw maybe the starting 5 may have been on the floor at the national anthem. Basically, the team stays in the locker room. Now, if that's a thing because they don't respect America. And by the way, we were talking with Liberal John the other day about complaining, but someone said that there was a racism involved in the thing about Caitlin Clark and so forth, and Sophie Cunningham. Let me ask you a question for this. If you did a survey of all the black WNBA players, and you asked them, do you believe there's a problem with white supremacy in America? I guarantee you, white privilege. Do you ask all the black players in the WNBA, do you believe there's an issue with white privilege in America today? What do you think the answer would be? What do you think the survey would show? More than 0. Please. So there is an issue. You can't ignore it. I mean, it's coming up. And now it's not even a sports thing. It's a news thing now. And, of course, it involves Atlanta.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of ignoring, I ignored Bryce Elder in his 6 strong innings in the game yesterday with only 1 run.
That's right.
Sorry about that, Bryce. I forgot to mention.
Good point, and good for you. Absolutely. Well done. All right, look out. Camera feet and Just Jeff for the rest till Flounder time. 106.3. Look out. Here we go.
Neil Bortz is only live on Extra 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey Atlanta, it's Drake Baldwin here. When I won Rookie of the Year, I thought of everyone who helped me along the way. My friends, my family, and hot showers. That's why when something goes wrong, I call Superior Plumbing. Still locally owned, Superior has been serving Atlanta for over 40 years as the go-to plumber for leak repairs, toilet replacement, and water heater installation. They don't call them the honest one for no reason. Superior's team is my MVP. Remember, there's no job too small.
Hey, this is Los for Howard Brothers and Skag. Is your grass growing faster than your mower can handle? It's time to level up with Skag. Built tough, made to move, and cut so clean your lawn will make your neighbors jealous. Skag mowers don't mess around when it comes to getting the outside work done. You can find your next Skag mower at Howard Brothers. Their team can get you leveled up with the best mower in town. Find a Howard Brothers near you at howardbrothers.com. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Skag and Howard Brothers.
You know what you get back when you call the Trusted Toolbox? You get your time back, you get your family back, and you get your house back. No more spending weekends fixing loose doors, drywall cracks, or that list that never ends. With our handyman for a day, one skilled professional shows up, knocks out multiple repairs in one visit. Everything from drywall to ceiling fans changed out, painting, trim work, and so much more. Stop working on your house every weekend. Call the Trusted Toolbox, get your time back, and get it done right the first time. Book your appointment today at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
There's never been a better time to fall in love with Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett. Now through August 31st, get award-winning vehicles and exceptional offers from a brand you trust during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Explore the full lineup of hybrid, electric, gas, and wilderness vehicles, including the trusted 2026 Subaru Forester and the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback. Every Subaru is made with love and built to last, with dependability and value coming standard. It's no surprise why Consumer Reports named Subaru the best overall automotive brand for 2 years in a row, based on reliability, safety, owner satisfaction, and road test evaluation. At Subaru of Gwinnett, there's a lot to discover and a lot to love. Get special low rates on select vehicles from August 1st through August 31st on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com. Consumer Reports does not endorse products or services. Visit Subaru.com/CR to learn more.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Yes, struggling to find the right note. American jazz trumpeter Miles Davis, on this day in 1959, released Kind of Blue, which is regarded by many critics as jazz's greatest record of trying to find the right darn note. Davis's masterpiece and one of the best albums of all time, influenced music, jazz, rock, and classical genres, and has led writers to deem it one of the most influential albums ever recorded. Okay. This is... It sounds like a jam session where they're tuning. You know, as a former first-chair trombone in the All-State Band, we used to, when you tune, you get your horns thing, and you get the oboe, and you get the bassoon to get the perfect I mean, this jazz stuff is greatest album of all time, the most influential album of all time.
All I know is it has caused me to freeze in a very pensive moment.
He's stuck now. He's got a picture of Pete's frozen. Did you, Jeff? I don't know if we can
like the picture,
but it's a good picture. But at least you're talking. At least you're here. So the mountains of Macon have not destroyed the link, which is good to know. And by the way, we talked about this last week. Radio's changed forever. I mean, the business of radio, it's digital, and there's streaming stuff, and there's apps. I mean, it's just a whole different thing. So the stuff like this goes on and happens, and it's just the way it is. We're still teen.
We found out the reason that this happened and that came loose before the bear had gnawed through. That came through last night. He gnawed through one of the cables.
Are you? I wouldn't. Tell the story again. You normally have your windows open at the nighttime when you're in the porch and stuff like that. And
yeah, it was hot last night, so I closed the windows and the drapes, turned the air conditioner on, and I heard something bump outside about midnight. And a couple seconds later, I heard another bump. I go, well, that's a big raccoon. I'm going to see what it is. So I flicked on the light and looked out just in time to see the business end of a black bear wandering down the steps from the front porch. He was like, if I had the windows up and the drapes open, he'd have been staring at me from the front porch.
He'd have come in your window.
Away.
He'd have come in your window looking for food. I guarantee if you were window open, he would have smelled some kind of food in there and jumped in the window. Man, my goodness. Anyway, phone calls take priority. If you got Ghost Hunter Joel's on the radio. Hey, Ghost Hunter Joel, how you doing? What's up?
Doing well. First of all, Kimmer, I was a tromboner in the middle school, and I was the second chair out of 3 of them, and I challenged the first chair with the Marine Corps hymn because my father was a Marine, and the teacher who hated me did not allow me to advance to first chair.
Oh, that's not fair. That's wrong.
But anyway, I sent Pete something on Instagram just a little bit ago. Lorena Bobbitt has now offered to help men compete in women's sports.
Oh, yeah, Lorena Bobbitt, by removing the appendage. Thank you.
And I want to ask Pete if he could repeat, if he has it on hand, the blurb he had about Ozzy Albies throwing the play out at home. If he could just repeat that.
The Ozzy Albies play.
All right. Basically, you want the actual sound from it?
No, you describe what happened. You talked what happened.
You said.
How
what you said, Pete. What you said.
Yeah.
All right. It was 1-1 in the top of the 5th when Ozzy Albies said no to this Diamondbacks runner.
Well, no, but you
and
went
then
on
describe what he did.
Something after that.
Did I?
He was off balance and.
Yeah.
Drake Baldwin had a perfect short. What do you call it?
Oh no! You're talking about the announcer said something about the play.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was off balance and he did whatever. Yeah. All right, let's.
Anyway.
All right, we'll try to find. I'm sorry, Ghost Hunter Joel. Hold on, we got another few. We have a few seconds. We got another really cool Flounder's Funny coming up here for you, with the Kimmer Pete and Flounder and 106.3. And what the heck, just Jeff? Here we go with Brian Reagan. I think we.
How come when you want things in order, they call that a disorder? When I first suspected that I might have OCD, I Googled it, and there are different symptoms. And some I have, and some I don't. And the ones I have, some I have more strongly than others. So I decided to make a color-coded graph. I wish I was making this up. I listed the symptoms. I said I'm going to rate from 0 to 10 how strongly I feel I have each symptom, total it up, and divide it by the number of symptoms. If I'm higher than 5, I'll seek professional help. If I'm under 5, I'll self-diagnose that I am A-OK. Number 1, are you the type of person who has to check the stove repeatedly to make sure it's off? And I'm like, 0. That's a Looney Tunes land. Number 2, are you the type of person who has to wash your hands over and over again? And I had this nagging feeling that I forgot to answer that first question. So So I looked up. Yeah, I did write 0. Okay. Hand washing. 6. I'm like, that ain't even right. I scribbled that out. I got some ink on my hands. I went to go wash my hands. While I'm washing my hands, I'm like, why did they mention stove? So I checked the stove. It was on. I'm like, I'm never going to make that mistake again. And I came back and I changed hand washing to 2. I took the whole test. It averaged 5.0. So I'm like, I still don't know. So I decided to buy a book about it. I go into the bookstore, ask the clerk, can you tell me where the self-help section is? And she said, why don't you try to find that yourself? Well, I finally found the section. It was so disorganized, I spent the next 3 hours rearranging all their books rather than finding out whether or not I have OCD.
Hey, a little Brian Reagan action there for you. Kimmer Peden floundered normally and was here most of the day and then did some stuff. And Just Jeff, thank you again so much, not only for filling in and doing your working with us, but also for my Tootsie Roll Pops, which is a big thrill. Anyway, tomorrow we do it all over again. Kimmer Peden Flounder on 106.3 and Just Jeff if we need him to fill in on your happy-go-lucky radio station. In the meantime, Christine, sing me home, baby. I got to go. You're killing me. Look out, Herb. Stand by.
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station.
The conversations are positive. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. But Special Envoy Jared Kushner says so far there's no breakthrough in negotiations between the U.S. and Iran.
Right now, they're not showing any interest in doing something that makes sense for us.
The deadline for the Memorandum of Understanding with Iran expires today. Talks remain hung up over the Strait of Hormuz, which has been largely closed as Iran continues to attack ships that attempt to go through the critical waterway. Kushner also met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as they negotiate a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Israel calling for the group to disarm before reconstruction of Gaza can begin. A scheduling change delays the beginning of the Luigi Mangione state trial for the murder of a healthcare CEO.
Mangione's state case in New York will not get underway September 8th as previously scheduled. State Justice Gregory Caro is being urged by Mangione's defense team to dismiss murder and weapons counts. It comes after last week's federal proceeding where Mangione pleaded guilty to stalking charges. The defense argues the state trial would amount to being tried twice